Oh, shoot. I thought I took care of this. Hello. Cinder. You guys, I swear. Remember how last stream when I had the cupcakes, I was like, so anybody else need to like sometimes eat something not sweet or like salty after you eat something sweet? My granola was pretty sweet, so I went and grabbed a string cheese just to like balance it out. I know, more dairy, right? But Cinder keeps trying to steal it. Guess what, gal? It's gone. You can't have any string cheese. You can't. You can't. You can't. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, friends. Happy Thursday. I'm still not 100% awake, but we're here. We're here. We're here to game. We're here to do Lunar Lantern Rite, which is for the Lunar New Year. But yeah, we're here to do Lantern Rite in Genshin Impact. I'm excited. I'm hoping we finish before Wesley comes home though, because he hasn't done it yet, and I felt bad because last time I did the Fontaine event before he did, but I was like screaming in the mic as he came home, so I kind of ruined it for him and I felt bad, but that's okay. Oof. So the cupcakes were a success. They were really good. The only thing was they were too sweet. They were too sweet. Also, I found out afterwards because I was like, these are really sweet. I'm surprised by how sweet they are. So first of all, next time, not use monk fruit sugar. So did not know this. Monk fruit sugar is like, hello, two times more sweet than normal sugar, normal confectionery sugar. And so when you use it, you're supposed to use it at like a 2-to-1 ratio. So like for every 1 ratio of like monk fruit, you know what I mean, then it's double confectionery. Did not know. They're really sweet. They're delicious but really sweet, but I knew I wouldn't be able to eat them, so I had Wesley take them to work, and I guess even people there that had sweet tooths were like, these are very sweet. And I was like, uh-oh. So no, they were very sweet, but they're a success. They've disappeared, so I'm glad that somebody ate them, because I told Wesley that if they had stayed here, I probably would have had to toss half of them because we'd only be able to eat like 1 or 2. So glad that it worked out. Glad it worked out for everybody. Everybody had a little treat. But now I know for next time, you know, we live and we learn. Ooh, sorry. Let me grab my water. So, yeah. You know what I got for Valentine's Day? My husband bought me a hydro flask. But like, one of the Stanley cup versions, like, it's not the same because Stanley has like a product copyright, so like it's not the exact same, but it's that general shape. And so he bought me one of those, and it's pink. It's so cute. It's like literally really light pink, like exactly how the cupcakes were yesterday. And I've been using it nonstop. I'm so grateful. I still use my other, I had another hydro flask, which I use like religiously, no joke. If I go out and about, that's like the thing, the watering jug, like water jug that I use. And he bought me the big one, so this is actually the same size as my normal cup, but it's been so nice. I just drink it. I've been liking it a lot for the stream as well. But now I have two, and he was like, "Are you gonna go back to using the old one?" To be fair, I've been using that old hydro flask since 2017, I think, either 2017 or 2018. It went to college with me. It's been my main hydro flask slash like water bottle for the past like 7 years. So it's been it's had a long life. I had to replace, I was having like, when we went to what's it called, sports basement. Yeah, sports basement. When we went to sports basement, I was gonna buy another of the tops because that top is pretty old, so I was gonna get a new one because, like, you know how sometimes the plastic kind of over time gets icky. I clean them thoroughly, don't get me wrong. I clean my hydro flask, and I clean like the bits that you didn't know could come off. Until I was watching a cleaning video, and then someone was like, "Did you know that you can take this part of your hydro flask off and clean it even better?" And I was like, "Oh my god." And then I opened it and I was like, "Oh my god, this is gross." This is gross and disgusting. I kind of love and hate those videos. I love and hate cleaning videos because, like, you just learn about like things that you should be cleaning, and then you're like, "Oh, no, I didn't need to know this." I really didn't need to know that this is clean or not clean down here. That's me. But oh shoot, let me put the treat balls away because I'll continue to play with them and get frustrated because I give my cats treat balls around noon to get like some energy out of them. Get some of that pent up energy out of them. We also have like chase toys and stuff. But usually do those like evening or like afternoon. I can't do them as much as I used to because the repetitive motion of it hurts my hand, unfortunately, but we still try to exercise our cats a lot. So the treat balls help because it motivates them to keep going even after they got one treat. But yeah, the cleaning videos are like a love-hate situation. But yeah, I really been liking my little hydro flask tipper. It's been like I've been using it nonstop. My husband was all like, "You really like that thing, don't you?" And I was like, "I do. Thank you. Thank you." That's all I wanted. This is all I wanted. We recently went to who do you call it? The sports basement. And you know how sport basement has like the sections of hydro flask, and like there's the multiple, like just the rainbow color of them, and I was like, I want this one. No, I want this one. No, I want this one. And so I was like, I really want one, and he's like, love, I don't tell you this very often, but you don't need it. And I was like, fine. And then I walked away, and then he gave me a box, and he was like, open it. He was like, it's your Valentine's gift. And it had come like a week early. And I was like, should you hide it instead? Should you hide the Valentine's present instead? And then I opened it on Valentine's Day, and he's like, I won't be able to hide it for a week. And I was like, okay. And so I opened it, and I was like, oh! And I'm like, is this the reason why you said I don't need this? And he's like, yes, that's why I told you, you don't need a hydro flask. Stanley Cup from Sports Basement. And I was like, I see, thank you. And then I continued to wash it, and then I've been using it since. But yeah, I really like it. It's the big one too. It's like 32 ounces. Yeah. And I go like through 3 of these. So I got lots of water. I love water. Nom, 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 nom. But today's a lot prettier than yesterday was, which is like ironic because I feel like yesterday was the day that people wanted to go out because it's Valentine's Day, and it was raining. It was raining cats and dogs yesterday. We watched One Piece and ate dinner, and then was watching. So we were watching One Piece, but I was watching Sarah's birthday where they were playing Lethal Company yesterday, and that was a lot of fun. I really want to play Lethal Company again. I think it'd be really fun. I was thinking about like maybe having a birthday Lethal like stream and seeing if sorry. You know where your eyes just kind of feel sleepy? My eyes feel sleepy. Maybe I should put some drops in. But I was thinking maybe I can host a Lethal Company, like a 8 or 10 man, a Lethal Company for my birthday event, since that's coming soon. I know I keep talking. It's like in April, but like I always plan like 2 months ahead. So I'm already thinking about it because the months just pass by so quickly. I feel like I just feel like not that long ago, I was like, it's the first week of January. And then all of a sudden it was the first week of February. And now we're what, 2 weeks away from, we're halfway through February already. It's almost the end of February. What happened to the month? This feels like time is flying by so quickly. Yeah, we literally have 2 weeks of February. Cannot. Oh. But yeah, something popped up on my computer and I was like, what is that? You know how sometimes your computer will just like update randomly and then like new things will pop up? So like my calendar had popped up saying like, you have an event happening soon. And so it popped up on the corner, and then next to it, like on the bottom, it said focus. And I was like, what's that? So I clicked it. That's why I got quiet. And it's like a focus session, like little countdown. So that's really interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that because I need to also get better at taking breaks. I've been trying to time like my physical breaks to the like 1 hour of stream, so like every hour of stream taking a physical break, because I really am focusing on like being kinder, but also like making my body stronger in 2024. That's like one of my big personal goals. So I was like, okay, that means you need to take care of your body better when you stream. And that's one of my goals personally. But I keep like losing track of time. So I've been thinking, what can I do to like fix that? And like, I was like, I guess I could put a timer on my phone. But if there's like a focus timer on the computer, that might be easier since I'm already here. And then it pops up in my face and goes, hello, time for you to take a break. Then that's maybe an idea. I also went out and bought, I had wrist wrap for my right hand, and it's actually been working really well, so I went out and I bought a second one too to help protect my hands better. And they've been helping. It is a little awkward though, because like there's a metal plate in there to make sure that your hands don't, you know, get too bent out of shape, and don't, you know, get moved around too much. So it's a little awkward on the keyboard and a little awkward like with the controller, but I'm taking it seriously. I'm taking my health seriously this year. Rawr. And I think it's a good thing. So if you see me really struggling with the controller, please give me some grace. I'm just a struggle bussin'. I'm learning and relearning how to do things. That's what it is. I'm just relearning how to play video games with these wrist wraps. Okay. So we had our little just chatting session. Oh, and before we continue, just small announcement. I'm going to be switching stream schedule. I need to reflect it on Discord, and I have to reflect it on Twitch. But I'm going to be switching Final Fantasy 16 stream from 6 p.m. to 1 p.m. tomorrow. So, if you want to chillax tomorrow while I do a bunch of side quests in 16, because we're basically at the point of no return for Final Fantasy 16, and I need to finish that before Final Fantasy 7. I don't need to, but I would like to. That's actually the rub. I mean, they're not related in any way, but in last year I'd gotten really good at like finishing games. The only game that I didn't finish last year was Resident Evil. And that's because I'm a big baby, and it's specifically a scary game that I played during. It's gonna take me 3 years to beat Resident Evil, but it's fine. It's like a Halloween game for me. So but other than that, I've finished a lot of games in 2023, and I'm actually kind of proud of us. Some of them are quick, some of them are like really long. So grateful that we were able to beat so many games. But yeah. All right, let me switch over to Genshin, and then we can get started. comfy cozy. Comfy cozy. Ba-dum-bum. Ba-dum-ba-dum-bum. Ba-dum-dum-dum-dum. I hate when... Okay. Hold on.
I'll think about it. There'll be an extra fee for that. Exactly. But none of them believed me.
My left earbud is like significantly quieter. Oh, hold on.
If we've got nothing else to do, why don't I tell you a story?
Extra fee for that.
Huh. It's so quiet in my one ear. It's like 10% in one ear and like 100% in the other. That's so weird. Let me check the back. Do you think it's plugged in weird? You know what it could be?
Fireworks are for
Let
now.
me see if there's
but
any...
friends are forever.
Not seeing any damage on the actual cable. Ah, the struggles of having cats sometimes. Who knows? One of them might have tugged on it and then it just ruined it. Okay, so I haven't logged in today, so we do need to kind of like speed run our... No, do we? Don't need a speed run. I'll just do my event, and then if we have extra time, because who cares about spoiling dailies? I can do dailies at the end because they're not spoiler at all. So. Yoy Mia. Oh, should I do Shun, huh? My queen! I love her so much. She's so beautiful. Isn't she the most stunning? I love her so much. I think she's beautiful. I love this outfit. Okay. Here we go.
New year.
On
always
you.
brings new perspectives.
Oh, it's Charlotte and Kicking.
Ka-ching! And
Ka-ching.
Charlotte! I never thought she'd see you two together.
Sorry. My screen was itty bitty. I hadn't put it to full screen yet. Okay.
Nice to see you again, Traveler and Paimon.
Oh, we're not interrupting anything, are we?
Not at all. I wasn't in the middle of an interview or anything. I was just asking Miss Kuching about purchasing a kite.
A kite? Are you buying some regional specialties to bring back to Fontaine?
Well, yes. And... it seems you haven't heard yet.
The theme of this year's Lantern Rite is kites.
Oh, so that's why Paimon has seen so many floating in the sky.
Liyue Harbor is always changing, so it is only fitting that Lantern Rite should change in turn. The Qixing believes it would benefit Liyue to build on our own cultural foundation by embracing the technologies of other nations. After all, it is said that the stones of another mountain may serve to better polish one's own jade.
Yeah, remember my business meeting with Tianquan Ningguang the last time I was in Liyue Harbor? That's what it was about. But all I really did was use my network to introduce Lady Ningguang to some interesting people. I'm not sure that quite counts as fostering cooperation.
In the end, we decided to combine Liyue's traditional art of kite making with Fontaine's mechanical vertical lifting device.
Oh.
Mechanical.
Yeah,
lifting
what?
device?
Oh, elevators?
Pretty impressive.
No, they have elevators here.
But don't kites
right?
just use the wind to fly? Why would you need to add something mechanical?
Well, you've actually just answered your own question, Paimon. How high and far a kite can fly depends as much on the weather conditions as on the skill of the person holding the string.
But as soon as there's no wind, you can only flail about helplessly like a sweet flower medaka out of water. Experience doesn't matter at that point.
It's like the event you get for
Liyue is now a nation ruled
reputation
by humans,
in
after all.
Fontaine, I'm
It's
remembering.
about time we had the power to make a kite fly, don't you think? Plus, the easier we can make it to enjoy, the more people will want to participate.
Sounds awesome.
Right? I also thought it was a novel idea. Plus, it shouldn't cost much to do.
With Miss Charlotte's help, everything has gone smoothly. Our new mechanical kites are already available to purchase from a stall in the harbor. We're having trouble keeping up with demand. We also gave quite a bit of thought to the price. We didn't want it to be too much more expensive than a traditional kite.
Cool! Turns out you two and Ningguang like playing with toys just as much as Paimon!
Well, I don't know if that's necessarily true.
They're not exactly toys.
You see, Miss Kuching? That does seem to be everyone's first reaction.
Although kites are one of our most time-honored cultural relics, outside of their use in certain ceremonies, I suppose they're considered playthings more than anything now. But to me, there's so much more than that. Think for a second about how remarkable it is that a flimsy paper kite attached to a string has the capacity to touch the sky. It is this slight piece of paper that also carries the weight of Liyue's cultural traditions. There's an old poem that goes, "O kite born of paper, flying true and sound, a lone traveler wanders, just waiting to be found." In the past, poets from Liyue used kites to symbolize a feeling of longing, or evoke the peacefulness of idyllic rural scenery. If the people of today can derive enjoyment from this activity, they will not only be more likely to better appreciate the tradition, but also to pass it down to the people of tomorrow.
That's the Kuching we know, always thinking 5 steps ahead of anyone else.
Well said, Miss Kuching. I've learned quite a bit myself.
As long as you're willing to listen, I'm happy to share. I also know quite a lot about the various folk traditions related to kites. For example, whenever a kite blew away, people would say it was the Adepti that summoned the wind to take it away as an offering. That way, you can turn an unfortunate event into an auspicious one.
Interesting.
What about something more fun? Do you know anything like that?
More fun. Let me think. Oh, I suppose we should first talk about how kites are made. It's another one of our precious forms of traditional craftsmanship. My grandfather told me that, back when he was a boy, children learned the art of kite making step by step from their elders. First, you use the thin strips of bamboo to construct the frame. Then, you draw a design of your choice on a piece of paper, paste it onto the frame, and tie on the string. Then, you look towards the sky and release the kite to soar among the clouds. Some people write down certain names or desires on their kites, cut the string, and let them fly free. Others may place
I've
particular
never made a
thoughts or
kite.
meaning into the design itself.
I don't think
Are
I've ever
certain
made a
designs
kite.
associated with certain meanings? I'm gonna jot all of this down.
I have flown
Well,
a kite.
For example, kites in the shape of a butterfly typically symbolize freedom, happiness, or the desire to break free.
Fascinating. What else can you tell me?
The scissored-tailed swallow is the most classic design. It symbolizes good fortune and joyful tidings. Different colors also have
I
small
like that there's
variations
one
in
that's
meaning.
the
Are these commonly understood
floating
meanings
castle?
and symbols in Liyue? Kind of like the language of flowers in Fontaine.
I believe so.
can't remember what it's called.
Most have probably heard something about it from their elders at some point.
Part of me wanted to say Jade Palace because I've been reading Apothecary Diaries, and the inner like consort area is called the Jade Palace. So I was like, the Jade Palace, and I'm like, that doesn't seem right.
If you're interested, Miss Charlotte, I have several books on the topic that I could lend you. They could be a useful reference.
But now I'm
be a
like,
huge
is it
help.
right, or is it just because I've been reading Apothecary
Looks like I've got
Diaries?
the outline for quite the article on my hands.
Hope it's well. Hope it goes
I'm
well.
gonna take a look around.
Then I'll show Miss Charlotte to my home for a little while. I almost forgot. The Ministry of Civil Affairs is hosting a kite flying contest on the night of Lantern Rite. If you're interested, you're more than welcome to bring a kite and
She's so
participate.
pretty.
The rules are simple. Whoever flies their kite the highest and furthest within the time limit will receive a special
I like
honor
her
along with a
buns.
secret prize.
Her little hair buns.
I've already prepared more than
We
enough empty
match.
film for the event. I can see the spectacle already.
We've got it in the
Let me
bag.
tone it down a bit, Traveler. What if we don't win?
Well, then we tried.
It's better to keep a low profile until the competition starts. Then we'll give them a show they never saw coming. Oh, that secret prize is ours.
Then I'll look forward to seeing your performance.
Not that secret prize is ours.
You bet! See you then!
Parasols are so pretty too.
Wait, Traveler? Take a peek to your right. Do you see those two people lurking over there?
Yes,
Is
I
it
see
just
them.
Paimon, or were they staring at us the whole time we were talking to Kuching and Charlotte just now? They seem fishy.
Oh no. I forgot all of the leeway terms. We haven't been here. I agree.
So it wasn't just Paimon. Do you think they could be treasure hoarders? They always seem to be stirring up trouble during Lantern Rite. Oh, Paimon's sick of waiting around for something bad to happen. We should strike first, you know. Foil their plans before they even begin.
What?
You go right, Paimon will
Where is
go
she?
left.
Oh, what? Wait, Paimon? Where did she disappear to? Where was she on the screen even? Oh, Shenhe's so beautiful.
Oh,
It is with such an air of urgency that you appear before us. Your comportment suggests you believe us to have committed some heinous crime. Perhaps you could
What?
enlighten us as
His
to your
voice is so
intentions.
deep.
Whoa, where did this fuddy-duddy come
Yeah,
from?
where did he come from?
You should be the one doing the enlightening, buddy. Don't think we didn't notice you eavesdropping. One look and we could tell you were up to no good. Tell us everything, starting with your name.
Starting with your name.
One bears no secrets before two such as yourselves. You stand in the presence of the mighty and
Oh,
illuminated Adeptus,
what?
Mooncarver. For the purpose of this foray into the mortal realm,
Mooncarver.
however, you may address one as Hojong.
Stelina, that's so funny. Yeah, it's Zach. Oh, that's right. That's right. I did hear about that. I heard that Zachary. Not. Wait. No, hold on. Not that one. We don't want to say him. What's his name? Shit. Zach Aguilar. Yes, thank you. I was like, what's his name? I knew it was Aether because Wesley was like, hey, you know who's in the event? And I was like, who? And he was like, Zach. And I was like, huh? But he's Aether. He's like, yeah, he sounds nothing like Aether though. And I was like, interesting. For the purpose, he's like, did you know? And I was like, I did not know. For the purpose of this foray, however, you may address this one as Hojong. Oh, I'm understanding. So there was like also some like fan designs of what these people were looking like. And I saw that Dish was like, Mihoyo, you can still change it. Did you do all the prereqs for this event? No, I don't think so.
Are you kidding? That deer's got his head stuck so far up in the clouds, there's no way he'd humble himself down here with the rest of us.
You may want to hold your tongue, Paimon.
I did not do what's her name. I did not do Cloud Retainer's story. I forgot.
Her name. Let Paimon guess. You're supposed to be Mountain Shaper, right?
Indeed. Mooncarver and myself have descended upon the mortal realm for a visit. The two of you may call me Jiahu.
Huh. Looks like you did your research. But in our experience, the harder you try to lead us on, the more likely it is that we've got a big fish on our hands. We'll go straight to the Millilith and have you arrested for impersonating a Death Guy.
Preposterous. Utterly preposterous.
He sounds so different. If you were really who you claim to be, perhaps you can prove it.
Tell us something that only an Adeptus would know. And it better not be some common knowledge that any person on the street could tell you.
During the last lantern rite, we gathered at Mount Hulao with Rex Lapis and made use of Cloud Retainer's supreme cuisine machine to prepare bamboo shoot soup. Perhaps you have
I do
some
remember
recollection.
this.
The flavor of that soup was more than enough to whet one's appetite. As such, Cloud Retainer assented to my use of the device beyond that singular occasion, providing other recipes to boot. Since then, one has dabbled in the pleasures of the culinary arts whenever time allows.
Dabbled? Upon one's last sojourn to your mountain, did you not immediately attempt to hide the device behind a chunk of amber as soon as one's presence was known?
Did one not speak up on your behalf but a moment ago? This is how you choose to repay that kindness?
They're
One
so funny.
is simply trying to emphasize the veracity of our claim.
Innocently.
That does not mean you should reveal personal matters so readily. They might think one bears no difference from Cloud Retainer. Forgive me. One does not have the breath to waste on such petty trifles.
I suppose they really are the Adepti.
That might have been more detail than we needed. Seems like you two are the real deal, and Paimon sorry for suspecting you.
I think I've done everything but the Cloud Retainer
As
story.
yourselves. This is just water under the bridge, right?
Take it as a compliment to the quality of your disguises. Few people will be able to see through it.
You indeed have an agile mind. Cloud Retainer was not mistaken in her high estimation of you.
Paimon's still curious about something. It's just... Paimon can understand why Mountain Shaper is here, but why did you decide to come to the city, Mooncarver? It's not really your thing, is it?
It is but an inevitable eventuality.
What?
Long have the mountains remained strangely idle since
Why are
Cloud
they-
Retainers moved to Liyue Harbor. With Lantern Rite near at
They're
hand,
like
one would
same
expect
brain
Cloud
cell.
Retainer to provide us with an account of the festivities in advance. Yet to this day she has failed to appear.
Cloud Retainer is hardly the forgetful sort.
One must never rest idle in the face of that which demands action. And since our acquaintances dwell in Liyue Harbor, we had to travel here in human form to avail ourselves of their aid, Cloud Retainers in this case.
But a moment ago, one heard you speak of a mechanical kite of sorts. It appears the essence of the situation has hitherto revealed itself. Now it is time for one to retire back to one's abode.
The kites are so cute.
You're not looking for Cloud Retainer anymore?
Perhaps there are aspects of Cloud Retainer's temperament that remain opaque to young Paimon. Given one's understanding, one can only imagine the anger that now consumes her.
What?
Cloud Retainer is of a proud and arrogant disposition. She holds the belief that her skill in mechanics surpasses that of all others. One can be quite certain it is hardly with an open mind that she regards the arrival of this new technology.
I do remember
One surmises that she has shut herself away, refused all company, and buried herself in the study of her own creations. To call on her would only invite her rebuke. However, if you do happen to cross paths with her over the next few days, do pass along one's regards.
Sure, leave it to us. Have a safe trip back, enjoy the scenery, and happy lantern ride!
Thank you for your kind words. We shall now depart.
We got all worked up for nothing, huh? All that trouble and it turned out to be people we knew all along. Well, it's still pretty early. Let's head over and check out the kite stalls. Paimon wants to see what kinds of kites we can buy to use in the competition. The bigger and prettier, the better.
How long does the Cloud Retainer story take? I mean, if it gets context, we can do it. How long does each event take, I guess, is my question. I don't really recall, but it's typical character story quest, so probably 2-ish hours. I don't have a sense of time. You're valid. Nah, you're fine. I'm just debating. Yeah. I haven't done any of the... Okay, we can do it. It's fine. No, this is the...
We've been to so many places lately.
Ah, this is... Okay. Where the heck am I? Here. But I remember Genuine's, it helps there was one character introduced in Lantern Ride that explained in Genuine's quest, and that's the biggest spoiler I think, but I recommend Genuine's quest regardless. It was really good. Yeah, acting to Genuine herself is so fun.
She's always the one popping up out of nowhere and scaring us half to death. So let's surprise her this time.
Not Paimon saying we should scare Cloud Retainer. One of my top quests in Genshin is the Xinyuan quest. What?
Here we are, right outside her place. Do you still remember the first time we came here? We even brought offerings
Wait
and
a minute.
everything. And when we told her that Rex Lapis had been assassinated, she immediately threatened to squash Liyue Harbor. Paimon thought she'd be impossible to get along with. But now that we've spent some more time together, she's really not like that at all.
I saw a
We
thing.
probably don't need to bring any offerings now that we've gotten to know her pretty well, right? Still, Paimon's got some snacks around here somewhere, so if she really wants something, we can just use that.
I just saw a freaking
Traveler,
time event.
did something catch your eye?
Do you think we've ever seen her before? Don't think. Wow, it's. Don't think we've ever seen her before.
What a pretty lady. Is she also here to visit Cloud Retainer?
Not realizing she is Cloud Retainer herself. It seems like she could also be a powerful adeptus.
Yeah, you're right. All it takes is one look and you can tell she's someone special. As expected of that bird lady, really. She must have a whole bunch of Adepti friends from all over the country. Okay, but if we're both friends of Cloud Retainer, then we're basically friends by association, right? Want to go up to her and say hello?
Who knew you were such a special butterfly, Paimon? I'll leave the introductions to you.
Helping you make more connections is a part of Paimon's job as your reliable guide. Paimon's got this. Hello.
Oh, she has the thigh
Paimon is Paimon.
slits like Shenhe.
Traveler.
Just say everything in a nice, even tone.
Paimon doesn't think we've met, but we're also friends of Cloud Retainer. May we have the pleasure of learning your name, Madam Adeptus?
You two... What is this tomfoolery? Has a shift in form so clouded your eyes that you no longer recognize one anymore?
No, how are you supposed to recognize? You look nothing like.
Huh? You're the illuminated bird? But you look human! How did that happen?
She's really pretty, though.
Donning human form is scarcely any test of one's abilities. As for your confusion, one merely had no reason to indulge such inclinations before.
So now she does?
You're indulging now because?
Well, one has made plans to pay a visit to some disciples at Liyue Harbor. Taking on a human form for such a trip is simply a way to make matters less conspicuous.
You? Worrying about keeping a low profile? You're the one who likes to pop up out of nowhere all over the place. In fact, Paimon can think of several examples. Like last year, when you suddenly appeared on the top of a roof without any warning.
Roof, when was that? Oh, right. I feels like Cloud Retainer has her reasons, but doesn't want to discuss them openly. I also almost forgot. Paimon bought you some gifts.
Hey, didn't we agree not to bring that up unless she asked?
Oh? So you have taken care to follow the proper rules of etiquette after all. Most commendable.
Tries but fails to look indifferently as Paimon begrudgingly takes out.
Well, this is all Paimon's got. You don't mind, right?
One has never found oneself lacking in basic comforts. On the contrary, it is the gesture that one values above all else. So long as you've shown proper respect and consideration, the quantity or quality of the gift is but a trivial matter.
That kinda makes Paimon feel a little guilty for trying to keep them for herself. Anyway, where were we before you reminded Paimon about the gifts?
Cloud Retainer said that she was going to visit some of her disciples.
Right. So
Oh.
by disciples, you must mean
Ganyu and Shenhe, yep.
It's also been a while since we last saw them.
Also-
Maybe we can come too.
Isn't technically Yao Yao? Doesn't she technically get training too? Because she talks about Ganyu and Shenhe, I
One planned to
thought.
extend the invitation even if you had not raised the matter yourself.
Oh, I
Shenhe
see.
and Ganyu should be quite pleased to see you again. However, one would first inquire as to the reason behind your visit here. You have cause to seek one's company?
I understand. I see a challenge. I know, me too. The freaking Liyue, because like Liyue was the one that I came back to. Liyue is the one that I came back to, so I actually don't have Liyue at 100%. It was so big too.
Yeah, we just
Liyue
found
was so
ourselves
big
missing
that
you
I
and
just
wanted
kind of
to see
missed
how you were
things. I
doing.
wasn't
We
really
were hoping you'd tell
smart
us
about
all your
it.
stories. Who knew we'd run into your human form while we were at it?
Is that so? If there are no urgent matters at hand, then let us make haste for Liyue Harbor. Ganyu is likely still working at Yuehai Pavilion, so that shall be our first stop.
Sounds great! Then let's all go to Liyue Harbor!
Shenhe is so beautiful. Where is it? It's over
Ganyu
there.
has been quite busy with work as of late. One can count on one tell in the number of times she returns to Mount Outsong each year. Shanaha has also secured employment recently.
Oh.
In her correspondence with me, she wrote that she shall have no need to return for the foreseeable future. Did they think one was so easily mollified? One shall investigate everything with one's own eyes and decide for oneself if their living conditions are satisfactory.
That's really funny, but also kind of sweet. That's just very motherly.
Allow me.
Into the wind.
Whirling snow! Kamisato out! Sumetsu! Collecting rare and exquisite treasures.
I was trying not to use any what do you call it? Things. Yeah, the chasm, I don't have at 100. This part, Minlin, and then the Bishu Plains. Bishui? I've tried though. No, it's not for the lack of trying. Oh, and technically Dragon Spine, but Dragon Spine's annoying. Dragon Spine is so annoying to deal with. I hate Dragon Spine. I just hate the constant, like... I hate the constant... How do you say? Sumeru? Sumeru, I believe, is 100%. The one I haven't finished is Fontaine. You can look real fast. So Inazuma is at 100, I believe. I think I've... Oh, fuck. Watatsumi. No, Watatsumi is a bitch, too. There's a few. There's like one section in each area that I have at 100%. Jungle, Varanara, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100. Okay. Sumeru was 100%. And then surprisingly, these three sections are in the 90s. This one's almost 90. But I know for a fact I haven't done the upper half of Fontaine. Isn't it sweater weather in your area? Hi, Ashawu. Freezing cold. After 100% Mondstadt and leeway pre-chasm, I gave up everywhere else. So I don't like actively do the maps until there'll be like a day where I'm just like sitting there being like, oh, and Sea of Clouds. Oh God, somewhere. Okay. I have swam. I have, I have done, though I haven't gone around with, what's her name? I could probably go island hopping with Farina now and try to find whatever I'm missing in frickin' this area as well, Sea of Clouds area. I literally walked every inch of Leeway Harbor with my treasure chest thing and was like, bong, bong, bong. And I was like, where is this? Because it was at 1%. Are we friends? I don't think we are.
We're almost at Way High Pavilion. Hey, do you think Ganyu will be shocked to see Cloud Retainer like this?
Probably not.
Guess we have no idea if Shenhe and Ganyu have ever seen her in this form before.
Why wouldn't they?
Wait,
I feel like they would know
go?
very well. She's back there. She didn't come with us. Thanks for shouting out Stelina, by the way, Ash.
Why are you just standing there, Cloud Retainer?
Quietly now. One shall stay here. You two can go and meet with her.
But why? Isn't it better if we all go together?
If one were to proudly proclaim one's presence, Ganyu would surely profess herself otherwise unoccupied and drop everything to attend to one's visit. One fears that would only result in her staying up all night to make up for lost time. One does not wish to trouble her. Conversing vicariously via you two shall suffice. Do remember to inquire as to her recent well-being. Again, do not mention one's presence here.
Fair enough. Makes sense. Alright then, we'll just pass on your regards and...
Cloud Retainer?
Oh! You've been spotted. This is really funny and cute.
Is that lady someone you know, Miss Ganyu?
She is indeed. I'm sorry, Huixin, but could we delay the upcoming meeting for a little bit? I believe my schedule today is quite full. Although, perhaps I could move some work to later in the evening.
Oh no, but she's doing exactly that she said.
Miss Ganyu.
She's doing exactly what
right away.
Cloud Retainer
Thank you,
said she would
Huixin.
do. Not this. She knows her daughters well. She knows them very well.
Ganyu?
Greetings. What brings you here today? And Cloud Retainer, too. It's been quite some time since I last saw you in this form.
You are quite mistaken. One is not acquainted with this Cloud
How,
Retainer
who are
of
you
whom
gonna
you
fool,
speak.
lady?
One is simply a mere mortal passerby.
Ganyu.
Seems she's not buying it.
Ganyu saw right through her.
That was but a simple test. One did not expect you to be able to recognize one so easily, especially after so many years of only seeing one's other form.
Ganyu looks totally bewildered. She's thinking, why wouldn't I recognize you? I used to see you every day. How bad do you think my memory is?
But recognizing you is, my responsibility as your disciple.
She's so pretty. How would you forget?
An apt observation. One was simply passing by while attending to some important business. One thought it would only be fitting to pay you a visit while in the area.
Wait, Paimon wasn't aware of any important...
Mm.
Cloud Retainer's right. We've still got
Come on, Paimon.
super
Don't be such a dunce.
to do, so we can't stay here for too long today.
Oh, is that so? But it's been so long since we last saw each other.
Hmm.
One simply desired to see you and had no intention of interrupting your work. A quick conversation should suffice for today. A more involved reunion should wait until you find yourself less occupied.
I understand. That should be fine.
While one acknowledges the amount of work that you have to deal with every day, one must also remind you to rest. Though Adepti blood flows through your veins, excessive exhaustion will still cause grave harm to your body. It still makes one nostalgic to see you as you are now, respected and independent. When you were young, you oft begged one to cuddle you to sleep when you suffered from nightmares.
Aww.
Cloud Retainer! Stop!
That's so cute.
If you insist. We are running short on time regardless, so one will refrain from going into each and every story. Why don't you continue your conversation? One shall simply stand by and listen.
You discussed some of your recent adventures with Ganyu.
Wow. You've been to so many new places since the last time we spoke. If you ever need anything, please just come find me at Yue High Pavilion. Also, forgive me for my presumptuousness, Cloud Retainer, but if you plan to continue appearing in this form, don't you think it'd be helpful to adopt a human name?
A human name? Huh. You raise a valid point. Considering the sheer extent of one's renown, Cloud Retainer is surely too recognizable as a name.
You really think so? Not that you're not famous. or
Paimon,
anything,
please.
but
Paimon, please.
You presume to know the extent of one's illustrious achievements.
Paimon.
One would hardly think such a thing to be possible. Nevertheless, Ganyu's advice cannot be ignored. From this point on, when in public occasions, Be sure to refer to one as Shenyun.
Shenyun? Shenyun. Shenyun.
I assume that's a reference to the full record of Pristine Pavilion. An adeptus of years past would rise with the clouds and rest with the moon. They were enlightened and wise, free and unfettered. The writer referenced Master's name to describe her carefree and spontaneous nature.
Oh, that sounds super cool! Paimon feels like only the most powerful of Adepti could rise with the clouds and rest with the moon.
Actually, those lines were originally written to describe Cloud Retainer herself.
Huh? Wait, so you're really that powerful?
And what of it? Did you truly take one to be nothing more than a bird of bigger than average size?
Not exactly.
Paimon looks away in embarrassment. That's totally what Paimon had in mind.
To be fair, Cloud Retainer rarely speaks of her past accomplishments. The tales of her past can only be found in ancient texts. It is said that once, a long, long time ago, there was a severe drought in Liyue. Left with no choice, many people left their homes, while others spent day and night praying to the Adepti. Although I did not live through such tragedy, simply reading about it is enough to gain a visceral understanding of all the pain and desperation during that time. On top of the drought, a noxious gas also began to spread through the land. If not for Cloud Retainer's efforts, much of Liyue would be nothing more than a barren wasteland today. The books had this to say about what happened. Upon arrival, the Adeptus borrowed the wind to retain the clouds. Immediately, the clouds gathered together, and abundant rain burst forth from the heavens. Drought and plague were both driven away, and the people were saved.
That's incredible!
Modern records add embellishments to dramatize past events. One did merely with one ought, and even if one had not interceded, the other Adepti would surely have stepped in to help.
Even so,
I just realized that her lip color is like a teal blue as well.
The book said? Oh, Paimon suddenly has a lot more respect for you. So it was Paimon's bad for calling you Illuminated Bird before.
Oh no, she's hot.
Too mad. Are you?
Look respectfully.
How laughable. A name is but a simple label we carry with us on our journey through the world. Why would one be offended by such a trivial matter?
I really like her
In that
glasses.
case, Paimon will continue to call you whatever feels right in the moment.
Well, that is quite enough ancient history for now. Ganyu, have you had word from Shenhe? One has heard that she procured a job recently. Have you any thoughts on her workplace? And what, pray tell, of her monthly remuneration?
Remuneration.
Moreover, does she find herself overly inundated with work? Is she allowed time off during Lantern Rite?
That is a lot of questions.
Yeah. She's just being
There
very
is no cause
motherly.
for concern, Cloud Retainer. I introduced Shenhe to her employer personally. Wanmin Restaurant's business has been booming recently.
Oh, she's
So
working
with
at the
Chef Mao
restaurant
being swamped
now.
with customers, and Shangling still often out in search of new recipes, I introduced Shenhe to staff the restaurant.
That's
I
cute.
see. Most excellent indeed. One has had the pleasure of being introduced to that family. Shangling is kind and astute, while her father is loyal and reliable. One has no cause to believe that they will make Shenhe's work difficult. Now, it is almost
She's
time to
so
partake in the victuals
funny.
of noon. One shall visit Wanmin Restaurant in person and see how Shenhe is doing.
Huh? But didn't you just say that you had something important to do?
Can that wait until after we've eaten?
You may return to your work, Ganyu. One shall see to this matter on one's own. There will be many an occasion to dine together in the future. One is certain the opportunity shall present itself most readily.
Of course, Cloud Retainer. Please take care. Traveler, Paimon, I'll see you some other time.
Is that how they spoke in ancient times? Where did the one start from? The like one must.
As soon as you mentioned important business to attend to, Paimon realized that you were just looking to cut the conversation short and not take too much of Ganyu's time. Is Paimon right?
No, in fact, it was not an excuse. One is indeed visiting Liyue Harbor for an important purpose.
Probably a way of localized super formal
The
ancient
moment
style.
is not
Yeah.
yet upon us. Still, the truth will be revealed to you in time.
That's what I'm
She
guesstimating
really
as
seems to
well.
be playing up the whole
I was just curious if
mysterious
anyone
seductress
actually
thing
knew.
right now. Is it because we just heard that cool story about her powers?
I know the old ancient Chinese historical dramas in the Viet dub were really different than normal modern speaking. Yeah, same. Yeah, so like obviously it's been like, I don't want to say romanized, but like translated. But yeah, you can always tell when you're watching a historical drama that they are speaking a different like form of it. But I think this is like the first time I've ever watched a like, not watched, but like seen text translated as one. So I was curious if there was like any basis to it in actual ancient Chinese dialect. I asked one of my students once, why do you speak Viet like ancient historical dramas? Is it because they watched and learned from, or like their parents watch? Really funny.
Let's move out.
I try learning like a Chinese word every now and then. Though I for some reason find Chinese harder than the other languages in my opinion. Like Korean is a little bit different. Japanese is a little different. Chinese is very hard for me. I know Viet and I still think Chinese is hard. Cantonese and Mandarin both. Yar. Yeah. Because so my husband's family speaks Cantonese, but my mother-in-law can speak both Cantonese and Mandarin. Though apparently Viet and Canto have similar sounds. Yeah, Wesley told me exactly how to tell the difference, and if you put like one next to each other, then I would be able to tell the difference because I know it. But the way he explained it to me was really funny. I just can't remember exactly how he explained it to me. Oh, I think he said clicking sounds. One has more clicking sounds than the other. They do apparently. Yar. Yeah, so Wesley's mom knows both Cantonese and Mandarin. I guess her family knew both, but my father-in-law only knows Cantonese, so they mainly speak Cantonese.
You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, how can I not? Not even fine food is enough to distract from the presence of a fine lady, huh?
Not the Google.
I'm far
Okay,
more
but she
interested
is
in
my
getting
wife,
her details than
understandably.
ordering any dishes. Hey, how about you ask her?
You do it.
No. I think you should. Wait, she's coming.
But she is my wife, so
What can I
you know
get for you
what?
today?
She is beautiful.
Greetings, miss.
You
was
got
just
good
wondering,
taste.
if you'd be willing to...
She's definitely doesn't
What would
care
you like to
though.
order?
Not Shenhe. She's so
Two
brisk.
servings of more meat to go. Good chat. Bye.
Not her. Oh, I love her though. I love her so much.
Welcome. It's been a while. May I take your order?
She's so kind with us, but the rest... I learned Chinese based on if there was a word in Japanese, Korean that sounded like a Viet word. That must be Chinese origin. I saw TikTok yesterday on how the State Department ranks languages on how difficult they are to learn. They're ranked 1 to 4, with 4 being the hardest. I remember Mandarin and Cantonese were in 4. Yeah, the tone shifts in Shenha's so good. I know, I love her so much. She's so kind and sweet to us, but everyone else, she's like, what do you want?
Welcome us as guests and greet us as old friends in the same line. It's weird.
It's been a while, Shenha.
Mm-hmm.
I love her, though.
Oh, and this is?
This is Miss Xinyan.
Wait, Shenha hasn't met her?
Master?
In her? What?
Huh?
Okay, she has.
Huh. One does not recall ever revealing this form to you before. How were you able to ascertain one's true
I
identity
see.
with such ease?
Oh, so
I've
Ganyu's
trained
older?
and lived with Master for more than 10 years. I would recognize you no matter what form you take.
Okay, that's sweet, Shenha.
You...
Shenha, that's really
Master?
sweet.
Hardly. Hardly. One simply learned of your employment from your letter and came to check on your well-being.
And check out the great food, too.
Indeed. It's almost lunchtime. My apologies. I'm still on the clock and can't talk for very long.
Well, if it isn't the traveler in Paimon, are you here for Shenhe? The lunch rush isn't in yet, Shenhe. So I've got things covered for now. Go ahead, sit down and enjoy some time with your friends. I'll let you know if things pick up.
Thank you, Chef Mao.
I thought Shenhe was both. Like half and half. Maybe I'm wrong. It's been a long time since I watched her stuff. And it cried. I sobbed, in fact, actually. I indeed cried during Shenhe's story. Shenhe's story was the first one that made me cry. An adeptite disciple with a most unusual air about her. Yan phase. Oh, okay. There is a lot. There is a lot of them, isn't it?
Nero's really got a lot going for it.
It is just as one expected. The owner of Wanmin Restaurant is indeed a most reasonable and accommodating human. Still, the work here entails dealing with quite a varied group of people. Has this been difficult for you, Shenhe?
It's been manageable so far. I sometimes run into strange people, but I have figured out a way to deal with them.
Seems like you've been making progress. So by
Not deal with them.
You mean...
First, I try to talk sense into them. If that doesn't work, I threaten them with
I threatened them
violence.
with violence.
At this point, they usually decide they are in favor of a civil conversation.
Man, I wish I had the audacity of Shenhe. Sounds reasonable enough.
A sensible plan. One is gladdened to see you integrate so well into human society.
And you, Master? How have you been?
Shenhe's beautiful, though. Oh,
Simply marvelous.
God,
Though
she's just so
Malcolm
stunning
has
to
scarcely
me.
enjoyed your presence recently, one has hardly found the pleasure of one's own company to be lacking.
I see. Just as expected of Master.
What she means to say is she actually misses the two of you a lot.
I have missed Master quite a bit too. Even though work has been busy lately, I've already had a conversation with Chef Mao about taking some time off soon to visit Master.
Oh, you did? Do make note of such matters in your
Not
letters in the
her
future.
tone
There's
change.
hardly a need to keep one in suspense.
Her mood shot up just like that.
Yeah. Cloud
By the way,
Theater's
Master,
really funny
since you are
too.
in Liyue Harbor, have you had the chance to visit Ganyu?
Indeed. She is similarly preoccupied with her work, there was time only to exchange a few simple pleasantries.
Ganyu told us the story of Cloud Retainer's name. It was amazing. We never knew how powerful she was before.
I see. In that case, allow me to also share a story about Master's past.
Oh?
Is that a problem, Master? I believe this to be a good topic of conversation.
No, not a problem. One was simply caught off guard. But no matter, please, proceed. One is most curious to see how much of one's own conversational prowess you possess.
Master once participated in a race against Mooncarver. After Mooncarver lost, he insisted that Master's ability to fly gave her a natural edge in such a contest.
Of course he would cry about it.
Master agreed to forego flying in return for being able to use one of her devices in the race. Mooncarver accepted, only to find Master with a brand new device on the day of the contest.
Huh. What kind of device was it?
Yeah, I'm curious now.
It
What
was
was
a
it?
mechanical vehicle made out of iron.
No
What
way.
was it called again?
Oh, she bought.
An
Nah, shot. No
electric-powered
shot.
bicycle?
She had an electric
You
bicycle.
refer to the bicyclical Thunder Flashmobile. One spent 49 days conceptualizing and crafting it. It need only be infused with adeptal energy, and it can cover thousands of
Not
miles
this
in one
girl.
day. Oh, it boggles
She's
the
so
mind
funny.
why Mooncarver ever supposed he might best me in a contest of locomotion. Though he sprinted with all his might, he could barely keep up.
That's really funny.
Alas, the one flaw of my mechanism lay in its weakness against mountainous terrain.
Oh, she
One
needs a
was
mountain
thwarted
bike
mere
then.
seconds from victory, when it was thrown off course and failed to make it across the final stretch. Truly a most unfortunate turn of events. Anyway, do go on, Shenhe.
She's so pretty
Master,
though.
That was the end of that story.
Is that so?
You finished it.
One has seldom felt the desire to call upon those old fossils for another contest. What is a race without spectators, after all?
Oh, did they watch it? I
Have
see.
you been lonely, Master?
Lonely? Huh. At one's age, entire human generations come and go in the blink of an eye. Even one's own self-directed musings can span several days and nights. 'Tis a most foreign sentiment. The mere mention of it is preposterous.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't want to admit that
What
she's
is
been
the
lonely.
reason for that look upon your face?
You're not being honest.
It's nothing. It's just... Well, Paimon gained a lot of respect for you after listening to that story of you summoning the rain and everything.
Oh,
But all it
that was
took
a few words.
out of your mouth, and it's like you're back to being that illuminated bird again. I was just a little bit confused. Which one of the two is the real Cloud Retainer?
To me,
Can't they both?
They are both, Master.
Yeah. Why can't she
One
be
is
both?
the master that's widely revered by the people, while the other is the master that I respect and adore.
It's just like how we all have our own
One
sides.
finds oneself exalted yet again with sweet words of praise and flattery of a most extravagant nature. You chose to exalt one with your words, yet you refuse to grace Mount Outsong with your presence for any extended period of time. One would almost question the sincerity of your estimations.
I suddenly
This is
feel
not to
like
say that your words
I'm
paint an
being
inaccurate
scolded by my
picture.
mother.
One has always lived by a single ideal. Eschew all action and abide by no rule. One does as one pleases and speaks as one pleases. Others may critique or praise as they see fit, yet one places little weight in such judgments.
She got like, what, 2 sentences of flattery from her disciple? And it's as if her ego is about to burst.
Do you have any empty tables?
Jenna!
Could we get another fish stew?
He has to get back to work.
I'm hearing more guests come in. I should get back to work.
Alright, good luck with the lunchtime rush, Shenhe.
Mm-hmm. I'll try my best.
Ugh, she's so beautiful. Ugh. I love her so much. My wife. As more and more guests begin to trickle in, Paimon's takes the opportunity to I don't remember.
Yummy food! Paimon's gonna
Didn't read it all in time. Can you eat this kind of food, Cloud Retainer? Is the food to your taste, Cloud Retainer?
One is fond of all kinds of delicacies and delights in a multitude of flavors. The dishes here demonstrate no shortage of culinary skill. Their unique flavor profile has left one more than satisfied. In fact, one has been struck by quite the fit of inspiration. One has already begun to conceptualize the next generation of supreme cuisine machines.
Everything's so tasty. A bit too hot at times, but still super tasty.
Shenhe is probably the strongest human in the world, other than some harbingers anyway.
I'm sorry,
Yar.
miss, but our tables are full.
Shall we try somewhere else, Granny? But it smells so delightful. Can we really not eat here? My poor legs can't go on for much longer.
Well, you could always check with some of the other guests and see if anyone's happy to share a table.
Okay, I'll ask around. Excuse me. Would you mind letting us share a table with you? There are no empty tables left, so...
Ah, well, Paimon doesn't mind. What about you guys?
As long as you don't mind our chatter.
Thanks so much. My name is Shuyu, and this is my granny, Yuendai.
You and I.
Granny?
Yep. Is there something wrong with that?
No, Paimon's just a bit surprised. She looks so young.
She's looking at Cloud Retainer very
A lot
intensely.
of people compliment Granny on her youthful looks, but she's actually much older than she appears.
Really? Because she looks old because of her hair. It's because of the gray hair. You and I.
Granny, why don't you take a seat? Come on, it's not polite to stare.
Cute.
Huh. Have we met before?
No.
'Tis a fated meeting, then. Please, take a seat.
What would you like to eat, Granny? I can order for you. I want braised earthworms. They always pop up out of the ground after a rainstorm. No, not this again. Granny, there's no braised earthworms on the menu.
Braised earthworms? Well, that sounds weird. Do people actually eat that?
Can't hurt to ask.
Right, that's what Paimon was thinking too. Need any help?
Help? Oh, do you mean with Granny? Thanks, that's nice of you to offer. Granny has pretty bad
Aw.
dementia, so her memory's getting worse all the time. She's always saying things that sound kinda confusing. Actually, her memory's been bad ever since I was little. But it's gotten so bad lately that I even have to remind her
Not
who I am
this.
every morning.
What about your parents?
They died young. It's just me and Granny now.
Oof. Poor little girl.
But it's okay. Don't feel bad. Granny loves me a lot, and I love her a lot too. Sure, it's hard at times, but you just gotta make the best of the life you've got.
Wow, you're really tough for your age, kid.
You're too kind. And me? Oh, what about me? You're tough too, Granny. Plus, you're really gentle, and you're always there for me.
What a pretty hairbrush.
And it's hardly as if I forget everything. I still remember the important things.
What was the really important
What was
thing?
that
Not
really
this.
important thing again? Ah, I remember now. It was a dream. I had a dream where everything was dark. Someone was standing in front of me. She told me to come and find her, and that once I'd found her, I would be free.
Huh? That sounds super important. But how come you've never told me about it before?
Oh, was it Cloud
It was
Retainer
just
and
a
that's why it
dream,
sparked
so
something?
I forgot about it. But I'm in a good mood now, and somehow I remembered it again. I believe I've had this dream a great many times. But just how many times have I had it? Now that I do not remember.
Wait, so you have a reoccurring dream where someone's talking to you? That sounds spooky.
Have you ever had a
Does that
reoccurring
mean you're
dream?
possessed?
I used to have a weird dream where it was very bizarre. I don't understand why I had this dream, but it was like my hometown, the mall that we would go to, and there would be like trenches in the mall. It's so hard to explain. It was such a bizarre dream that like you would, you know how there's like the like middle area, and then like sometimes where there's like the courtyard area where like the building kind of jets off into like other stores. There was like trenches, like World War II trenches in the middle of those courtyards. And people would just like continue their day. Like nothing happened. But then there would be a war in the middle of the courtyard in this mall. And I would have it like every day. It was the most bizarre dream in the world. Doesn't make any sense to me.
Unlikely.
Never figured it out.
Her eyes are clear.
Suddenly
and her
stopped
breathing
one day,
remains
but
calm and
I used to
level.
have it every
One
day.
sees no signs of possession.
Are you sure?
Who do you take me for? Is one not an adept? Am I not an expert?
You're right. Paimon almost forgot you're the expert. In that case, do you still remember what the person in your dreams looked like, Granny?
Not anymore. Although, I have a sense that she looked rather like me. But not as I am now. My younger self.
A younger version of Granny? This is just getting weirder.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
What is going on here?
Yeah, it's very bizarre. That
As
hairpiece
one
is
said,
probably something
Fate must have brought
important.
us
That's like
together.
the only distinguishable
Leave the
thing about her
situation to
right
me.
now.
Are you sure? So...
Hold on.
What are your names?
Sounds like someone's scraping. Did someone lock themselves? Sorry. I sometimes have to, especially if I hear like someone getting into something. Also, I think the person that lives upstairs is moving things. So like, I always have to check and make sure that's not my cats getting into something that they shouldn't be, or if it's him. But I couldn't find Ash, so I was like, ugh. Did she lock herself in the closet again? She's done that before. We couldn't find her for like an hour. And then we just sat there being like, where the hell did she go? And then all of a sudden we just heard scratch. And we're like, what? Where is that coming from? She had locked herself in the freaking closet. Okay. Sorry about that. Let's continue.
Paimon's Paimon.
I'm
Just
Arya.
Shen-Yun is fine.
Shin-Yun.
Thank you all so much for offering to help. But first, I'm sorry for asking, but, how do you want us to pay you back?
I was gonna say, how do they afford living?
For this.
We're just curious about your situation and want to help if we can.
Thank you so much. You're welcome. But Miss Shen-Yun, what exactly can we do to help out this granny? All we have to go off is that dream. Where do we start?
That is elementary. Since her dreams portray her younger self, then we shall retrace the steps of her youth. Once we have revisited those places, her memories will likely return.
Sounds like a plan. So, Granny, do you remember which places you went to when you were young?
Why, of course I do. The heavens above, the earth below, the wispy clouds, and the emerald mountain streams.
How?
Okay, taking
What?
that as a no.
What does that mean?
Might have an idea. Once, when I was really little, my dad told me that Granny used to be a martial artist heroine who saved lots of people from a disaster.
Interesting.
If it's true, then maybe they wrote about it in the history books or something. A martial arts heroine? Oh, Xingqiu knows tons about Liyue's chivalric traditions.
Oh,
If anyone knows about the heroes of the past, it's him. Let's go find him at the Feiyun Commerce Guild.
Are you leaving already? But I'm still hungry.
I'll go order some food, Granny. If there's nothing on the menu you especially want, I'll just get a few different things.
It seems we must part ways for now. The Traveler and Paimon are bound for the Feiyun Commerce Guild, while Yuendai and Shuyu shall remain here and partake of their lunch. As for myself, I have matters to discuss with Streetward Rambler.
Streetward Rambler? Oh. Got it.
Precisely.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
Let us meet
right.
at Yujing Terrace once you are ready.
The names that she uses for people sometimes.
Where are you going, Granny? Don't you like the food?
Fresh milk. I need to buy you some fresh milk.
Milk? Why?
You need to drink milk before eating, or the spicy food will make you cry. Hush, little one. Don't cry.
She does sound very senile.
Granny, you're forgetting things again. I'm not a little baby anymore.
Poor
I can
thing.
eat spicy food now. Even the super spicy dishes, like their fish stew. I can eat 2 whole bowls, no problem.
Wonderful. Oh, wonderful. My darling granddaughter is all grown up.
Interesting. Dementia, I think, is probably one of the scariest things to have to deal with.
Cheap and tasty chop suey.
I always think about this. Because my memory got really bad. And I'm like, oh, that's not good. Makes me worried. Makes me worried. Bum 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 bum. Ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum, bum. Wait. Lower. Oh, right here. I'm on the roof. I like that I started the cutscene, but I'm on the roof. Do you think it's gonna teleport
It's you
me?
two. What brings you here?
Xingqiu! Great, we found you! We wanted to ask you about something.
You explained the situation to Xingqiu.
That's not a whole lot of information to go off of. I don't know if I can say for sure.
That's fine. Anything is helpful and
I
appreciated.
can't pinpoint her identity from your description alone. But considering her age, I am reminded of a nameless heroine who's been featured in various chivalric novels.
Xingqiu, my boy. I know, I
Nameless
love him
heroine?
too.
That's right. The novels often speak of a great drought from 50 years ago. As the people suffered, a nameless heroine appeared and began to clear away evil spirits and bandit camps. The people idolized her, but never learned her name. All they knew was that she always acted alone. Later, though, she supposedly fell in love with a similarly noble-minded exorcist from Mount Tianheng. They were well matched in more ways than one, often fighting together as a fearsome duo of otherworldly strength. After the drought ended, the heroine and the exorcist left the public eye and began living a reclusive life in the mountains. All that remained were tales of her incredible accomplishments. The way this nameless heroine faded from fame into obscurity later in life is not too dissimilar from Miss Yuendai. I hope that's somewhat helpful.
Thanks a lot, Xingqiu. We knew it'd be worth talking to you.
It's nothing at all. Just something I came across while reading. I did do a bit of extra research on her story, but it was just out of personal curiosity.
Well, Paimon still thinks that's super cool. Oh, wait, Xingqiu, if you've read up on her, do you know of any places often associated with her?
Let me think. In the novels, the nameless heroine always appeared near one of 3 places. Wangshu Inn, the area just north of Jueyun Karst, and Qingyun Peak. Perhaps the real-life heroine who inspired the character was also often seen near those 3 places. That would explain why those locations appear in the various novels written about her.
Thanks, Xingqiu. You were a huge help.
You're welcome. To be honest, I found some parts of the story confusing when I first came across it. If Miss Yuendai was indeed the original inspiration for the character, she may just be able to help me put the pieces together. It's rare for a chivalric hero to fade into obscurity during their lifetime, even after retiring from the public eye. But no one ever saw or heard from the nameless heroine again. There were even rumors that she became extremely ill. I've never understood why someone would go to such lengths to erase themselves from public memory. It's almost as if she was trying to hide from something. There's probably far more to the story than what's been written.
We'll be sure to tell you if we manage to uncover the truth.
That's a deal. Perhaps, behind the truth of it all, there lies a story more fantastical than any work of fiction.
Paimon feels like we just learned so much from Xingqiu. A drought, a nameless heroine, a life of seclusion. Wait, why does the story sound super familiar? Oh, right! There's a girl in this story, too!
Cloud Retainer, right?
Are droughts super common in Liyue or something?
Well, they used to be. But people have
I totally
long
forgot
since
about that
developed
story.
methods to prevent them, like by cultivating the soil or digging canals. So while droughts do happen from time to time, they are rarely regarded as true disasters. The drought 50 years ago is probably one of the worst we've had in the last several centuries. The crops withered, the streams ran dry, and the monsters in the mountains became rabid and agitated. Countless caravans were attacked, and people who lost their homes came together to form bandit groups. What started as a natural disaster soon became a human tragedy as well.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, and that's exactly why the nameless heroine was so beloved. She must have been someone of true integrity, to do so much for the people while asking nothing in return. Still, as terrible as that drought was, it was nothing compared to the truly calamitous disasters that befell this land in ancient times. They say that back in those days, disasters were both more severe and more common. Only the strongest of Adepti could hope to dispel the ruin and devastation. Do you have any other questions?
We're good for now.
He's like a walking, talking history book, but also like folklore.
Paimon hopes that Granny Yuendai will be able to remember more of her past. She used to be a great hero who saved many people. so sad that she can't recall any of it. Anyway, we'll be off now. See you some other time, Shinjo. Thank you so much for your help.
It's no problem at all. Safe travels.
Me, on the other hand, I'm like, what war was that? What country? I don't remember. Oh, Madam Ping.
Let's move out.
You're so pretty. Disgusting. Not. I'm just obsessed. I'm just obsessed with how beautiful she is. Seriously.
I have recorded the tune that you requested. I hope it will be of help to you.
Oh.
Oh, thank you. Straight word, Ping. What has amused you so?
Oh, it's no serious matter. I was just reminiscing about the last time I saw you in this form. Time has wrought such change in this world, and yet you appear
that would be so
the
trippy
same as ever.
Time has little bearing on one's existence, nor has one keenly felt its effects whilst dwelling at Mount Outsong. Nevertheless, Ping, one would like to seek your counsel on a personal matter.
Oh, why so formal all of a sudden? I must say, you're making me a little nervous. What is it?
Well, the inquiry is as such. Approximately
I like
how
her teal
much
lips.
more would one need to afford a comfortable life in the harbor?
Oh, she wants to live closer to them because she misses them.
It does not require as much as you may think. Still, do you mean that...
Cloud Retainer, Madam Ping! What are you two talking about?
Nothing save for some trivial matters. Have you unearthed any useful details?
Shinjo has a theory.
It touches my heart. It touches my feelers.
You and I have joined up with us again.
I was going to do it, Stelina, like off stream by myself, but I
Do not
forgot.
be troubled, young lady. Here, have some tea.
Thank you so much. What do you think, Shuyu? Does
that was
it
a good
match
call,
up with
though.
what you know of your granny? According to the story, the nameless heroine eventually fell in love with an exorcist from Mount Tianheng. Maybe that's my grandpa. I don't have many memories of him, but there was this one time I found a box in our attic full of a bunch of weird sigils.
Seems like the stories were on the right track. We should probably pay a visit to the 3 places mentioned in the books.
I think so too. Granny might remember something once she's returned to a familiar place.
What marvelous tea. I can taste the dew's sweetness in this cup. It's as if I was taking a stroll in the mountains, thoroughly one with nature and at peace.
Is that so? Then please drink as much as you like. There's no need to hurry. At our age, it's always nice to slow down and take the time to appreciate pleasant conversation among
I guess when you compare Madam Ping to this lady, she does look extremely young.
Thank you.
Not me being a hater earlier. Let's rest here for a little while then.
Okay, since we have the time, can I ask you something? Sure thing. What would you like to know? I have a secret I want to tell you. Let's go talk over there.
She knows something, huh? You wanna die. Wanna die.
What's wrong, Shiryu? Well, I've been kind of meaning to ask ever since we started talking in the restaurant, but are you guys all adepti in disguise? Oh!
We're not. I'm definitely not, but God retainer? Why do you say that?
Well, you guys just seem super special. Plus, I think I might have heard Miss Shen Yun call herself an adeptus. Must have been a slip of the tongue. Shen Yun, since you were the one who, misspoke, maybe you can explain to Shuyu here what you really meant by that.
One is indeed an adeptus. Is that of some concern to you?
Huh?
Interesting.
I knew it.
You don't sound surprised at all.
Well, one time when I was a little kid, I saw a pure white illuminated crane.
She just
I had
very
this
blank.
super high fever, and Granny wasn't around. I was feeling all icky and gross. But then this snowy white crane
Oh, so Cloud
flew down from the
Retainer.
sky.
Cloud Retainer
She
saved
put me on
her.
her back and flew me to her cool adeptus house and fed me some sort of magic potion. When I woke up, I was already back in my bed and my fever was gone. I really wanted to thank her, but I was too sleepy to stay awake, so I never got the chance. So I just kind of wanted to ask if maybe any of you have ever met an adeptus like that?
You're standing in front of her.
White illuminated crane? The only two we've ever met are blue and white and black and brown. Have you ever met one that's pure white, Cloud Retainer?
Never has one met an adeptus with such features.
Oh, pure white.
One
I
surmises
see.
such a description is but a hyperbolic embellishment that oft results from narrative accounts.
That's weird. Was it really just a dream then? Well, even if it was just in my head, it doesn't matter that much anyway. All I really want is
I
help Granny
overlooked the
recover her
pure white.
memories. I'm really grateful for all your help. Leave it to us! Now that we know the 3 locations, we just need to visit them one by one. Let's go to Wangshu Inn first.
Wangshu
Okay, I'll go
Inn.
get Granny.
Do, 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 do. Ba-dum, ba-da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Card.
My pole arm doesn't distinguish friend from foe, and there is clearly a limit to the red rope's power. That's why I loathe crowded areas.
Not Pollo. Not Pollo. The other one. Sorry. We're figuring it out, didn't it? Yes. We're ordering tacos and he goes, do you want nachos? And I'm like, yeah, with either carne asada or the other meat. He's like, pollo. And I'm like, not pollo. It was carnitas. I was like, not pollo.
Wangshu Inn. Wangshu Inn.
Do you remember this place, Granny?
Yes.
What
The
is
fish
that? Is
here
that a
is
like
very
what?
delicious? And if you look
Oh,
out
he's
into the
eating a
distance,
chicken leg.
you
That's
can
really funny.
always spot a bird that's been left behind by its flock. I believe
Sleepy, I thought that was
I
a
used to
a
have
turkey.
room here. It
I
had a
thought that you meant
window.
was a turkey.
Yes, I spent a lot of time looking out that window. Which room was it again? Let me look.
I'll come with.
I feel like there's something special about that comb.
I'm still having some trouble understanding what she's talking about, but if she's so familiar with this place, that must mean she lived here, right? Wait, huh?
Oh, ugh. I love Zhao.
I sensed a non-human presence and decided to come take a look.
Has he met
If
the
you're here,
Adeptus?
then there's likely no trouble afoot. I suppose there's no cause for concern.
Before?
It's been a while, Cloud Retainer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, has he met?
You have returned to your previous form.
You've met her in this form before?
I have indeed. I fought alongside her in this form on many occasions during the Archon War.
Ah, I see.
Wow. What was she like during the war? Oh, wait, let Paimon take a guess. Was it anything like this? Behold, the glory of one's new invention, the Bang Bang
Not
continuous
this
fire
Paimon.
mechanism. Hands up and surrender, or be prepared to face the full might of the Adepti.
An impressive imitation.
An impressive invitation.
Paimon knows her all too well.
Not
Even so,
Cloud Retainer
Cloud
side
Retainer is
eyeing
not
us
always as
silently.
ostentatious as you describe. You may be unaware, but her talent with Adepti sigils is just as formidable as her skill in mechanics. The Archon War reached its peak after Guizhong's death. The Cloud Retainer who fought beside me in those devastating battles was taciturn and solemn, only speaking when she had to activate her sigils.
A Cloud Retainer who barely talks? Paimon can't picture it. But what happened after that? If you were so powerful in your human form, why did you decide to take up your bird form again?
Once one had bid farewell to the world of mortals, what use would one still have for such a shape? When dwelling between mountain and forest, away from the struggles and troubles of the mortal world, a mortal form is hardly the most fitting of choices.
After the war, Cloud Retainer retired to Mount Outsong, only revealing herself to the occasional visitor, and always in her avian form. Although I do believe there was an occasion some 30-odd years ago when she decided to don her human form. I believe it was for the purpose of...
One believes there is little need to relive bygone matters.
Wait, what was that moment 30 years ago? Wait, I want to know.
Back then,
Xiao,
face,
tell me.
Perhaps this conversation should end here. I shall take my leave now. Should you encounter any trouble, you need only call my name. However, given that you are traveling with Cloud Retainer, I trust you are in good hands.
I love Xiao.
Everyone, I think Granny is finally beginning to remember her past.
The funny thing is like, I legitimately love Xiao's character. I do not have him. He's one of the few people that I like, the character, and I do not have him. Like, I did not wish on him because I was like, no, I don't need to.
Slowly now, calm your mind and recount what has been recalled.
a long time ago, I stayed here to recuperate from my illness.
Me with
So what
Ito?
Shinto
Oh,
said
you
was
don't have
true.
Ito?
You did fall ill. Was that why you went into hiding?
I don't remember. I'm very sorry, but I can't even remember the name of my illness. The only thing I can remember is that it took a great toll on me, and there was no cure for it.
I fully planned on wishing for Ito, but then he kept getting paired with people I needed more.
I was confined to my
Yeah, I
room
know. I
in
think that's what keeps
Wangshu
happening.
Inn, where I spent many days unconscious. I'd come to every once in a while and stare at the migrating birds outside the window. It was a solemn sight. I remember crying, but I'm not even sure I knew why. One day, I met a traveling merchant. Upon hearing
Not
of my
the
illness,
mysterious
he sold me
mustache.
soul-revitalizing tea pills. He
Ah.
told me that the pills were concocted using Adepti blood and could be used to alleviate my symptoms. Sure enough, I made a full recovery. My illness remained
I'm so
dormant
sorry.
for several decades after that.
I'm so sorry. I'm drinking a Sprite because my stomach is slightly unsettled and it's just making me burp, and it's so gross because like I'll just be sitting here and then it'll just all of a sudden force itself out of me. So I'm so sorry for burping in your mouth. Not mouth, ears. It's so gross. I try to mute. So the dementia you're suffering from now is actually...
Wait, but if your illness remained dormant for several decades, are you saying that what you're going through now is just a relapse of what happened all those years ago? And it was all thanks to the pills that you managed to keep the symptoms in check? Paimon's brain kinda hurts. Do you remember anything else?
I'm sorry, I don't. Oh, if only I wasn't so useless.
Hey, you're not useless. You've done so much for me. Watched me grow up. Raised me. How could you say that about yourself?
Oh, fret not, dear child. Granny was just a bit frustrated. That's all.
The recovery of a person's memories is a gradual process. Finding pieces of one's past is always superior to not finding anything at all. Let us make haste to the next location.
Next location. Next location. Oh, why don't we go to the area north of Dwayunkars next? There isn't really a landmark there, so where should we start? Oh, Paimon's got it. Let's check out the houses in the area first. After all, if she was there for any length of time, then she would have stayed somewhere, right? Oh, Paimon's really got her thinking cap on today. At this rate, we'll recover all of Granny Wendai's memories in no time.
I really want... what's his name? Water Dragon? Nouvelette. I really want Nouvelette, so I've been saving. So I was like, I don't need Cloud Retainer. But if I like her enough, my resolve might not be as good as I thought it was. It usually buries itself. I guess it did not. This feels like a cave. Oh, hello? Interesting.
Whoa, why are there so many treasure hoarders here? Guess it's time to round up some bad guys.
Unleash!
Never mind.
The hunted.
Do you remember anything about this place, Granny Wendai?
Let me think. I feel like I've been here before, but I don't think I stayed here too long. I might have just rested here briefly before continuing on my way.
Got it. That's okay. There are still plenty of other places we can check.
Wait a second. If I remember correctly, I believe I brought... Ah, yes, I brought some sweet snacks with me. Go on, take some. You need to eat a lot if you want to grow big and strong.
Oh, thank you. Then Paimon will help herself.
Hello, Electro person.
Here to play with me.
Transfiguration! Take flight!
You know, sometimes those have like hidden achievements. So I was like, I don't know if I've ever killed that person. If I wanted to kill them. Speaking of hidden achievements, I was in Fontaine doing my dailies yesterday, and there was just a random tree with a bell fruit at the tip of the tree, and I was like, that's weird. Why is there a random tree with a bell fruit in it? And so I climbed it. I took pictures of it. I can share my pictures with you. I looked at it and I was like, what is this bell fruit? What is it doing here? Because I was like, is this a bug? If you collect it, it's a hidden chest. Yeah, if you're missing missing a chest, there's a bell fruit on the top of a tree. Gives you a hidden chest.
Paimon sees an abandoned house. Why don't we take a break over there?
This place. It's...
Did you remember something, Granny?
I remember. Shuyu. This is where your father was born. It was a moonless night. I had been injured, so your grandpa was supporting me. We fled together with some being in the fog behind us in hot pursuit. I had exhausted my strength when the labor pains came on, so we took refuge in this house. Your grandpa set up a barrier outside, but neither of us knew if it could hold the monsters back. I remember that night. I remember falling to my knees, reciting a prayer over and over. I alone am the source of this sin. Punish me as you wish for forsaking my oath, but spare my innocent
I like that she said that she was pregnant, but she didn't have a belly at all, did she? I'm realizing.
Did you do something wrong?
I don't know. I don't remember. I only remember praying in the darkness with all my strength until the sun finally rose again and the fog cleared
Have we
out.
seen a pregnant woman in
Eventually,
Genshin?
the house was filled with the sound of my baby's first cries. That baby was your father. I remember I clutched him tight to my chest and wept tears of joy. It was the first time I'd ever felt such happiness in my life.
My dad?
He was my pride and joy, and so are you, Shuyu. You're so much like him, and I love you both so much. But you're always going to be different from me. Why? Just what did I do?
I don't care what you may
Yeah,
have
she's
done,
talking
Granny.
in riddles. What's going
You'll
on?
always be the person I love more than anything.
You're too sweet, Shuyu. I'm lucky to have you with me. If not for you, I would not have had the courage to come here, to try to remember what I had forgotten.
It feels like they locked away her memories for a purpose, but I don't know what that is.
There's one place left, yes? Let's go take a look.
If one recalls correctly, the next place should be Qingyun Peak. Yuandai, how fares your health?
I may be a bit slow, but I'll do my best to keep up. I'm sorry to keep everyone waiting.
Climb on, I shall carry you to the top. Oh, such lightness of weight.
All those who grow old grow frail in the end, do they not? First, you lose your memory, then your health. Eventually, you end up losing everything. My only wish is to depart this world with a lucid mind, to free myself of this torment and the burden it places upon others.
Fret not, you have my aid in this endeavor.
Okay, I think they're done talking. I didn't want to interrupt their conversation. I have a bad habit of doing that. Well, just like in it. This is a thing too. Hold on. We need a bow and arrow person. Me just finding random things that I've overlooked for who knows how long. How many years has this game been out? slowly getting that 100%, huh? Slowly but surely. It's where I can put. Where's my compass? Is this not the right one? That looks purple, huh? How did I grab? I thought I grabbed the gold one. Cheat. Oh, I did grab the wrong one. Okay, this one. Just finding things randomly is like really funny to me. Because there are days where I like genuinely am like, I'm gonna complete this area, and then I don't find it.
We're finally here. Does this place feel familiar to you, Granny One Day?
Let me see. How strange. Have I lived here before?
Take your time.
When we were at Wangshu Inn and the abandoned house earlier, though I couldn't remember everything, I still felt a sense of familiarity. I could easily picture myself in those places. But here, I don't have that feeling. Perhaps I did come here in the past, but it just didn't leave a strong impression on me.
But did the stories get it wrong then?
We can't expect them to get everything right.
Yeah, that's true. But they're also the only thing we have to go off of. Paimon was hoping this place would jog Granny Yuendai's memory just like the others.
I'm sorry to disappoint you too.
It's all right. We're not going to give up yet. We'll figure something else out. Just you wait.
Thank you. If only I could remember. Huh? That way. What's that mountain?
Wait, there's another balloon over in yonder!
Huh? Isn't that Mount Outsong? Looks like we've come full circle.
How did I miss all of these?
Mount Outsong. Mount Outsong.
Granny, are you okay? Don't push yourself, Granny. It's okay if you can't remember. You shouldn't do something that makes you sad.
Mount Outsong, what am I really?
Mount Outsong holds some familiarity to you?
It does, but I can't go back.
Are you feeling unwell?
My head, it feels all heavy and dizzy. What is wrong with me?
Who is she? Who is she?
Miss Tianyun, is there anything you can do?
Let us go to Mount Outsong.
But...
Fret not, all will be well. You and I, you have already given more than enough to the pursuit of this endeavor. You may leave the rest to me. I've prepared something that can aid you in suppressing the fear in your heart and restoring your lost memories. It currently resides at Mount Outsong.
Wait, really? When did you do that?
Is she lying? To just get her there?
I never leave anything to chance. All will reveal itself when we arrive.
Maybe she's not. I don't know. Oh. But What the? Oh, I missed. I missed. Oh, God. I'm bad. Where is it?
Up and away.
Don't those 3 flowers look suspicious?
What do we have here?
Yeah, I figured as much.
Fly, Ring cutter.
I like that I just like am randomly finding things. Thanks, Genshin, for bringing me back to Liyue. I never would have found these things if I didn't come back. Hold up. Baby girl, it's not time yet. Hi, Ash. Work stressing you out? No, it looks like this is completed. Ah! Thank you. You know, I always suspected that it was up in this upper area that I probably had missing puzzles and stuff, but never bothered to come back. I really have to be in the mood. So that's what I was going to say earlier is like, I usually, if I'm just like playing the game day to day, I don't do world exploration. But there are moments where I'll just be like, I want to play Genshin, but I just want to play Genshin casually. And those will be the days where I just kind of explore the world. Oh. And that's how I get the completion bonus. I just think it's funny when I find them randomly. Bring back Shenhe.
Thing you prepared.
Here, this is it.
Huh? But isn't this the mechanism that you were tinkering with when we first got here? Oh, is it another invention of yours?
Precisely. A recent one at that. I am most pleased with the result. I call it the Suspensus Somnium mechanism. It periodically releases a soft breeze, which when paired with a gentle adeptal tune, can help the listener subconsciously relax and even enter a semi-hypnotic state.
Oh, I see.
Soothing agitation and anxiety, relieving exhaustion and insomnia.
Okay,
Its
I'm gonna
potential
need that,
uses
Cloud
are
Retainer.
numerous indeed. And of course, it can also aid in the recovery of lost memories.
Can we get one of those?
What a cool gadget! But if you had it all along, why did you keep it to yourself until just now? We could have come to Mount Outsong right off the bat and saved time on a lot of floating.
How preposterous. Had Yuendai not recalled much of her past through her own efforts, the device would have nothing to draw upon. We Adepti can only help those who first resolve to help themselves. Had she lacked such determination and strength of character, one would have little to offer in way of assistance.
Paimon thinks she gets it now. Hey, what's that other thing?
As previously mentioned, a gentle adeptal tune is required to take full advantage of the mechanism. One secured such a tune from Streetward Rambler. Only with her melodies can the mechanism reach its peak power.
Whoa, Paimon can feel what you mean. Paimon's body feels light as a feather. It's as if she's lying down on a warm patch of grass after a super satisfying...
Not Paimon falling asleep. Gal, wake up.
And you and I. Is the mechanism helping you to relax? It appears she has already succumbed to the depths of reverie. Come, join one on this side. We shall give her some time to herself.
The drought is over. But why do you look like you want to cry?
The potion.
Is that her husband?
It's nearly run its course.
I've never regretted meeting you. Not even for a second.
Please. Please, no. Have you forgotten?
Who's that?
This is the world you left behind. One of gentle breeze and morning dew, perfectly straddled betwixt the realms of heaven and earth. This is your home. This is where you belong. You should have never left.
Oh, she's the
of the
pure white
past.
crane.
The me from not that long ago. We should have never.
She's an adepti?
So that is the truth. No wonder this place is so familiar.
Granny! Granny, are you okay?
Cloud Retainer.
Your memories have returned.
Wait, did Cloud Retainer know this whole time?
Did you just call her by her full name? Does that mean
Did she know?
you already knew each other?
Yes. I now remember everything. Everything.
Granny, please don't cry. I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, don't worry, my dear child. Granny is fine. I'm so sorry, everyone. You've gone to so much trouble on my behalf. It's all come back to me now. The most important thing that I had forgotten was the truth of what I once was.
Did she just take a potion to remember that she was an
One
adepti?
can sense the guilt that now plagues your conscience. Reclaiming a truth long buried is sure to come with a myriad of complex emotions. Perhaps one should recount the story on your behalf while you compose yourself.
No, it's okay. Now that I've remembered, I must face my memories head on. Shuyu, everyone, I cannot thank you enough for all your help. I'm ready to tell you my story, if you're willing to listen.
Please, Granny, don't force yourself. What happened in the past doesn't matter. I love you more than anything. Nothing you say can change that.
I know, dear child. My feelings for you are exactly the same. It is for this reason that you deserve to know the truth. Some time ago, I made a terrible mistake. One for which I could never atone.
Is this the sin that you mentioned in Dwayne Karst? What happened?
Yeah, I'm confused still.
I am, in truth, not a human being. My real form, one that I held for centuries, was that of a wild crane. I spent many, many years living on Mount Outsong, bathing in the soft breeze.
She was just a
and
crane?
drinking the sweet dew of the mountains. At some point, I somehow gained wisdom and sentience. The Lord of the Mountain, Cloud Retainer, became aware of my existence and began to share many stories with me. She even passed on the secret of cultivation to me. Though she never took me on as a formal disciple, I always saw her as my master. Whenever she took out her tools to work on mechanisms or new inventions, I would also stand next to her and watch. I even contemplated completing my training and becoming an adeptus in my own right. I followed her teachings, and time gradually passed us by. Until that fateful day 50 years ago.
50 years ago?
During the drought that struck Liyue?
That's right. Master regaled me with many stories of her past deeds. From them, I learned how she had saved people from a similar crisis in the past. She was the one I looked up to the most. More than anything, I dreamt of becoming an adeptus like her. I wanted to travel the land like she had, relieving suffering wherever I went. But I was still far from being a real adeptus. I possessed no ability to take on human form and fit in with the crowd. Once she learned of my desires, Master prepared a special dose of human mimicry potion for me. She warned me that the potion's effects would only last 10 years, and if I were to fail to return to my original form at the end of that time, I would forever forget my past as a crane and become something neither human, beast, nor adeptus.
Oh no. So that was the source of your dementia all along.
But you never turned back into a crane.
Because of Grandpa?
Indeed, I fell in love. Though he was human, he had spent his entire life training on Mount Tianheng. When we met, it was not only my first foray into the world below, but his as well. Although clumsy and impulsive as he was, you'd think he was the real strange bird among the two of us. But still,
what happened? He fell?
He cared deeply about the world and wanted, more than anything, to cleanse it of all pain and suffering. I could not help but fall for him. But my time continued to tick away. Those 10 years passed by in a flash. Yet I did not want to leave his side, so
She chose to stay human, but forget her memories?
Oh no. What happened next?
I committed an offense. I wanted to stay with him, even if it meant living a life full of pain and suffering, even if it meant that I would eventually turn into a monstrosity. I knew I had betrayed Master's hopes, but I was too ashamed to face her. So I wrote her a long letter instead and asked someone to leave it outside her abode. I was convinced that she would not support my decision, and I lacked the courage to speak to her face to face. In my shame, I fled and tried to hide from the world, such that no one would be able to find me again.
So that's why the nameless heroine hid herself away.
But that was only the beginning of my troubles. I began to suffer from a strange illness. My memories became hazy and confused, and I could no longer keep myself awake. I understood that my pain was caused by my refusal to return to the life I was fated to lead. Along with my memories as a crane, I soon forgot the true cause of my suffering as well. I knew only that I had committed a sin. All I could do was pray for forgiveness, even if I had long forgotten what needed to be forgiven. Looking back, I was beyond lucky to have come across that traveling merchant at Wangshu Inn. It was such a fortunate coincidence that we were there at the same time. If it weren't for those soul-revitalizing tea pills, I probably would have...
Wait, was that her?
What's wrong?
Wait.
Coincidence? Why did I ever think it was a coincidence? Tea pills concocted using the blood of an adeptus? No, it couldn't be. Master, don't tell me. Back then, that merchant was actually...
Was it her?
Human custom would dictate the conferral of gifts to be in order when one's progeny is wedded. would it not? Consider the pills a symbol of one's best wishes.
So when I tried to conceal my name and mistakes from the world and hide myself away in perpetuity, the only
is this the
person I
event from 30
managed
years
to
ago?
save was myself. You knew where I was all along.
One still remembers when you were but a fledgling. You possessed a certain fondness for a particular game. You would hide yourself among a group of wild cranes and ask one to pick you out from among the flock. One found you with such ease every time. 'Tis a truth most evident. One always recognizes one's own, no matter what form they may take.
Wait, I'm confused. So, Cloud Retainer, you found Yuendai again? But how? When? And what happened after that?
Well, if we know anything about her, she keeps an eye on all the people that she takes under her. Granny mentioned she got the pills at Wangshu Inn. Yes, she did. Yes, she did indeed.
One was furious upon receiving your letter. Seized with anger, one set out to bring you to your senses.
I thought this was a chest. Oh. I see.
In truth,
Wangshu Inn.
one had more than a few misgivings about your chosen partner.
A few misgivings.
As an exorcist, his talent was lacking. One could hardly say his skill with sigils was any better.
Oh, I
but
see.
Soon, one came to appreciate the devotion he bestowed upon you during your illness. He never uttered a complaint and rarely left your side. Unwilling to begrudge someone of such character, one decided to overlook his aforementioned
deficiencies.
Glaring,
you know
though they
what?
may
But
have
she's valid.
Wishing to grant you a life without regrets, one gathered many divine ingredients and used one's own blood to create a form of medicine. Though imperfect, it managed to suppress the more dire effects of your illness. As for how to deliver the medicine, after much contemplation, one eventually decided to perform the deed oneself. One took great care to alter
I was gonna
one's
say that
features
mustache.
and select the appropriate attire. Only after meticulous scrutiny did one finally set out for Wangshu Inn. As one expected, you were most ignorant of one's true identity. You showed not even the slightest inkling of recognition. One was quite torn. Should one have celebrated the success of one's disguise, or mourn the loss of your acquaintance?
She's so pretty. Her abilities are really pretty too. Wait, where am I going? Oh, I have to go back this way. I see. That's cool. That's pretty cool, I guess. Oh, there's a chest over here. Okay. Oh, I can't. It's fine. Hold on. I have someone that's crying bloody murder. So I'm gonna BRB real quick and then we'll continue. But I will put the cat cam on so you can see them while they eat. But take a few minutes to, oh gee, Merry Christmas. I'm yawning. Stretch. Get yourself a snack if you need to. Do whatever you need to do. And I'll be back in a few minutes, friends. Want to do this in here? Do we want to go down?
Let's maybe go down.
Yeah. Let's go down.
Girl, watch him slam the door as soon as we get in.
I mean, he touched me inappropriately, so I wouldn't doubt it.
It fell. He like body slammed me. My body is so far from all my stuff.
I think it could be possibly EMF. Did anybody see if it went to 5 while they were killing Sherb? I was screaming and just running it around in the corners.
The photo. Oh my
I'm pretty damn.
Our characters look like they're like walking, so it looks like we're just like slowly fast walking out of the house. Like, never mind.
Girl, you were screaming into the mic and I was screaming into the mic on my side. So, but I don't think I was keyed up, so you could just hear me screaming and then you screaming and then me screaming. What the heck? Oh, God. Welcome back. Had to feed Bippies. And then Wes came home with food. So I was able to snack a little bit during that break.
Oh, but why must the listener grow weary whenever I begin to divulge them?
My bad.
Nevertheless, one would speak to you about another matter, if you are amenable. Even considering your loss of memory, one was simply flabbergasted that you could so easily forget the consequences of consuming medicine infused with Adeptal blood. Its proclivity to attract monsters is hardly that complicated of a concept to remember. To think that you tried to travel while weak from sickness and heavy with child. Had one not intervened to clear the fog, all of you would have been lost during the night.
So she's the one that took care of it while they were in the mountains.
Yeah! Scatter! Skyward! 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 Scatter! Stray clouds converge! Scatter! Scatter! Make way for the Adeptus! Skyward! Scatter! Those monsters would hardly have pursued you with such
Welcome home,
ferocity
Scott.
without sufficient incentive. They were likely incited by the presence of godly remains. Said godly remains, in turn, were likely drawn to the trace of one scent on your body. One was, after all, an active participant in the Archon War. Some of the gods were likely shattered by contraptions of one's very making. In the end, one was relieved to see you endure through the night. At the break of dawn, one heard an infant's cry pierce through the air, and one saw you carefully cradle the child to your chest. Although certain mortal matters remain foreign to me, one could not help but be moved by your joy.
Wait, that's still... I'm realizing we still don't know who the other one is that saved the kid.
To see you happy, that was more than enough.
The little girl, when she had a fever. I mean, it could have been her.
Now you should have a complete understanding of the events.
Wait, but if that's true, then the crane who took care of me when I was sick must also be...
Ah, one had almost neglected to recount the absurdities of that tale.
Oh, it was her? Okay. She's so pretty. I like that she knew the entire time, but she just didn't correct.
Just as you and I troubled one with her antics, so did you give one many a headache. Upon finding you burning with fever, one made plans to bring you back to one's abode for treatment. However, upon seeing one's form,
I could
began
see
to
the
cry,
resemblance.
refusing to get on one's back. When one asked you why, apparently you believed that one could not possibly be a true Adeptus because all illuminated cranes are white from tip to toe. One had no choice but to apply powder to one's body to conceal the variegated nature of one's appearance. You became more than amenable enough when one stood before you devoid of any other coloring. It
Girl,
bears
not her
mentioning,
doing all that
however,
extra work.
that as a crane, Yuendai was nearly entirely pure white in color. Though you had never encountered her in that form, you still recognized the essence of her being. Perhaps fate brought you two together in more ways than one.
She's so pretty.
Now all has been revealed.
So she knew from the beginning.
One owes you an apology, you and I. One recognized you upon
Yar.
your very entrance into Wanmin Restaurant. One has always viewed you as a disciple of equal standing with Ganyu and Shenhe. Indeed, one wished to bring your story to a satisfactory end with this visit to Liyue Harbor. Still, one could not reveal your identity right away. Had one simply informed you of all you had lost, all those cherished memories would merely have become the fictionalized account of another. Memories are most meaningful when recalled by those who lived through them. Would you not agree? Even if the process was painful and arduous to experience. Have you any further inquiries?
Master, I must ask, if you found me all those years ago, why did you leave me be, even though you knew about my mistake? Why did you not bring me back to Mount Outsong by force?
One has never regarded your action as a mistake. It was a simple choice, nothing more. When it is time for one's progeny to leave the nest, it is the responsibility of an elder to let them fly free. Yet, when your wings grow weary and the night grows dark, just know that you always have a place to which to return. 'Tis a refuge referred to by many a name in mortal writing. Home, nest, haven. Whatever its denomination may be, its essence remains quite unchanged. One speaks, of course, of a place not unlike one's own abode. One's disciples are free to come and go as they wish, yet the door remains forever open to those who wish to return. One rather hopes you count yourself among them.
Her dress is so pretty.
Thank you so much.
You and I. One expects you too have sensed the rapid deterioration of your condition as of late. Have you not? 40 years ago, you chose a path without a future. Though one used one's own blood to provide you with a few decades of extra time, it merely delayed the inevitable. One may have extended the path, yet one was unable to alter its final destination. Even the power of an adeptus has its limits. Had your condition continued to deteriorate, you would have forgotten your life as a human entirely. In the end, you would have turned into a creature lacking in the ability to even comprehend its own monstrousness. Fortunately, you were able to avoid that scenario by reclaiming your memories. Though one sped the process along by providing some guidance, the result is entirely a reflection of your own effort.
So, what's gonna happen to Granny?
One will help her reclaim her original form as a wild crane. If it be fated, she may recover her sentience one day.
She's gotta go back to being a regular crane, huh?
Is there no other way?
Master, you've already done more than enough for me. I don't know how I could possibly repay your kindness. This is a better result than I could have ever hoped for. How much time do I have left?
Not long. The transformation is imminent.
Granny? Please don't leave, okay? You're all I have left. Please.
Don't be sad, dear child. Granny has led a wonderful life. My only regret is having to leave you behind. don't forget to eat well, okay? A growing young lady like yourself needs lots of good food to grow big and strong. Promise Granny you'll take good care of yourself when I'm gone.
I promise, Granny. I'll do whatever you say.
Good girl. Good girl. Don't worry. It's not goodbye forever. Granny's gonna become the most formidable crane in all of Mount Outsung. Granny will train day and night. I won't stop until I can turn into a human without having to rely on anything but my own power. When that day comes, we'll be able to live together again. You and I. How's that sound?
Good.
That's a good girl. Even though we won't see each other for a little while, as long as we both work hard, we're sure to meet again someday.
I'll eat well, Granny. I promise. And I'll wait for you, no matter how long it takes. I'll wait for you to come back.
That's a good girl. Then Granny really has no more regrets. I'm so sorry, Master. Thank you for everything.
Who's gonna take care of that kid? Hmm.
You.
Let her be. At her age, crying is a natural, if not fitting, response to such an event. Tears are a necessary part of maturation. Sometimes there is scarcely a better vehicle to wash away the toll of stress and misery. Now that the issue has been resolved, you should also take a moment to relax. Give yourself some time to rest. Take a nap if you must. One will wake you in due time.
She's telling us to take a nap too. So sweet. Wait, we dozed off. Is this a dream? No. So sad.
I always believed we would see each other again, that our days of separation would finally end, and all my troubles would be behind me. If only things could stay this way forever.
Oh. That's so sad.
A nightmare? Curious. If you're relaxed, shouldn't your dreams be pleasant?
It was a good dream.
It's just sad.
You weren't ready to wake up. Eloquent as one may be, words of comfort are not one's strong suit. You are doing all you can. One can see your strength of will, your fearlessness in the face of danger. And so, whatever your dream may be, one believes that you shall achieve it. Of course, whenever the perils you face overwhelm you, or you become weary, one is always here for you. After all, as an elder, it is only right to look out for the young ones.
Aww. Not by about dreaming about fucking food and I'm crying over here. These events always make me cry.
Huh? Was Paimon sleeping just now?
That was ugly crying. I was snorting even.
Oh, Paimon wasn't talking to you. Paimon had a dream about eating grilled chicken drumsticks, that's all.
How's that her happy dream?
Oh, Shuyu, you're awake. How do you feel?
I feel a little better. Thanks. I know I'll see Granny again someday, so I don't feel so sad anymore. Madam Adeptus, could I ask you something? Would you
No worries.
take me in as a disciple?
Thanks for dropping by, Bubble. I
And
appreciate
have you
it.
reasons for this sudden interest?
I know Granny thought what she did back then was wrong. She felt really bad about it. But without that mistake, I would have never been born. Even though Granny lost her memories, she never forgot to show me how much she loved me. So, I thought maybe one day I could become a cool Adeptus like you and help a whole bunch of people, just like Granny wanted to do.
Upon some reflection, one supposes you are no mere mortal. The fact that Yuendai's blood flows through your veins is proof enough of that. If this is what you desire, one shall make it so.
Thank you so much, Madam Adeptus. No, I mean, Master.
Shuyu, are you sure about this?
Paimon. I mean, who else is gonna take care of her?
I've seen Cloud Retainer's 2 other disciples, and they pretty much eat nothing but bitter herbs like chin-chin and violet grass.
Not violet grass. She's not wrong, though.
If you join them, you'll never enjoy One-Min Restaurant's delicious cooking ever again.
How utterly preposterous. One has never enforced such a rule. Every individual must find their own path to enlightenment. So long as one retains a pureness of spirit, one's dietary proclivities are quite irrelevant.
Well, you say that, but Paimon's not seeing any tasty treats up here now, is she?
Although Mount Outsong is rich in natural beauty, its location does preclude access to certain finer mortal comforts. That is precisely why one plans to relocate to Liyue Harbor. Shuyu shall have the honor of becoming one's first disciple in the human world.
Whoa, you're leaving Mount Outsong?
That why you took on this human form?
One has never concerned oneself with the location of one's residence. From the very beginning, one has sought only solace and peace. Yet in the end, all of one's disciples ended up in Liyue Harbor.
True.
Ganyu, Shenhe, Yuendai. They all chose a life among the mortal world. One has reflected on this fact for many years now. One can only assume that it is due to some failing on one's part as an elder or master. A failing, perhaps, of recognizing what it was they truly wanted. One is most curious as to what aspect of Liyue Harbor could have enticed them to remain there. One could hardly offer an opinion on the matter, but perhaps some time in the harbor will prove instructive. Why are you all so silent?
They're shocked? I don't know.
Is,
Okay, yeah, they're shocked.
that's all. So, does this mean we can grab a meal together in Liyue Harbor sometime?
One has precious little time to squander. However, if one finds oneself otherwise unoccupied, one would not be opposed to the idea. One will be assuming the identity of a human while residing in Liyue Harbor. You should take care to avoid disclosing one's true identity.
Don't worry, we'll help you keep it a secret. So, when can we expect to start seeing you in the city?
Perhaps in 2 days' time. One has some matters to see to before one's departure. Preparation is the key to success, after all. One plans to put up various items from one's collection for sale. The earnings should provide for a comfortable living in Liyue Harbor. One has already picked out a handsome property near Chuhu Rock. 'Tis no small purchase, but what is mortal life if not one expense after another?
True. Serious.
Seems like you've really thought of everything. Then how about we meet up in Liyue Harbor in 2 days?
A sensible plan. See you then. Oh, also, why don't you take this suspensus somnium mechanism as a souvenir? Anytime you should feel ill at ease in the future, you may try quieting your mind and sitting in meditation as you listen to its melodies. It might help you find a new perspective.
I wonder if this is gonna be relevant in the future.
Hey, didn't we promise Shincho that we'd tell him what we found out? Should we make a trip to the Feiyun Commerce Guild? It's totally up to you.
Okay, so we need to go back to Liyue. Back to life, back to reality. Nope, this isn't where I want to go. This way, right?
Let's move out. We meet again, dear friends. How did everything go?
Great, and it's all thanks to you.
You quickly go over the whole story with Xingqiu.
Ah, I see. So the stories didn't get it right after all. Even though she was a celebrated heroine, she had to bear a heavy burden that most could not hope to understand. Thank goodness for the help of that Adeptus. At least she was able to recover what she had lost. Although I cannot claim to know exactly how their story will unfold from here, I trust the ending will be a happy one. Those united in a common purpose always find a way back to each other in the end. Thank you for helping me fill in the gaps. And don't worry, I'll keep this all to myself. It's not my story to tell, after all.
I
wonder if you could talk to him after the 2 days had passed. I wonder if that's an option. Looks like we're gonna have to do the lunar event next week. The lantern, right? Event. I would keep going, but I want to eat dinner. I'm not gonna lie. It's here. It's ready. The tacos just aren't the same when you have to reheat them later.
Let's move out.
Your concerns are excessive and unfounded. This is but a simple collection of ordinary valuables. Such intense scrutiny is hardly necessary.
To be quite honest, your insistence on that fact is my primary cause for concern. In what way are any of these ordinary? Every single item here could be worth more than everything I own combined.
What?
I simply can't risk shelling out that kind of mora without proper scrutiny. If I'm wrong, I would never be able to earn it back, not even if I worked every single day for the rest of my life. I have to be careful. Yes, you can never be too careful.
We're here, Clow. Miss Shenyan, what are you guys arguing about?
Ah, perfect timing. This ignoramus is questioning the authenticity
Ignoramus?
of my wares.
That's quite a name.
I'll have you know,
Quite a
these
word.
items have remained untouched in my personal collection for several hundred years. To question their legitimacy is pure folly.
Several hundred years?
Yeah, girl.
Indeed. They're family heirlooms, you see. Passed down over many generations.
He's like, don't give away my identity, but she keeps giving it up herself.
Been around a while. We can vouch for her on that one.
Hear that? Had I not found myself in need of Mora, I would scarcely have had the heart to part with them. Indeed, you should consider it an honor to even have the opportunity to behold them with your own eyes. Doubt their authenticity any further, and I may just decide to take them to another buyer.
Whoa, please don't go! I apologize for any insult, miss. You see, I know full well that I lack the knowledge to judge the true worth of these items. If you could wait but a moment, I've hired an expert to appraise them for me. He should be here shortly.
Is it Zhongli?
An expert, you say?
Who could it be?
I will wait for a little while longer then. Traveler, Paimon, this is my new residence. If you have cause to seek my company in the future, this is where you can find me.
Master! Oh, it's you two again.
Oh, her outfit's so cute.
It looks great on you.
Mm-hmm. Master made it for me. I like it too.
She also has the red.
Huh? You know how to make clothes?
Do I know how to make clothes? With the support of the proper mechanism, sewing is hardly a challenge.
Then why don't you sell
Master, I
clothing?
got most of my stuff. There's a few boxes left, but they're kind of heavy, so I just left them outside.
Fret not. I shall help you move them into your room.
Actually, I should probably sort through my stuff a bit first. Everything's kind of messy right now, so maybe you could not look yet, Master? Yeah, that'd be great.
It appears my young apprentice has her own fair share of secrets. No matter. Do what you must, child. Now, this expert you mentioned. When can we expect their arrival?
Soon. Ah, there he is! Here, allow me to make some introductions. This
I knew
is Mr.
it.
Zhongli,
Ugh,
a well-respected
my husband.
consultant at Wangshang Funeral Parlor and an expert in all manner of valuables.
I love him so much.
Mr. Zhongli, this is Miss Shenyun. She's the one who's looking to sell the collection of valuables.
I like their eyes.
Earlier.
Everyone's eyes go, what?
Huh.
If it isn't Miss Shenyun. It has been quite some time since our last meeting. What a serendipitous reunion.
Indeed, most serendipitous. Have you been faring well as of late, Mr. Zhongli?
Quite well, thank you. I was fortunate enough over the past few days to enjoy both a stroll in the mountains and a fresh brew of tea from the most recent harvest. The experiences left me with such insight and peace.
They're so good. I love it.
So you two are already acquainted?
Indeed. How fortunate we are that fate has brought us together again. If you are otherwise unaware, allow me to inform you that Miss Shenyun is a well-regarded collector and appraiser. She is well-versed in all fields, and oft-celebrated for her impeccable taste. You stand to gain much from this opportunity.
You are too kind, Mr.
Okay, but I
Zhongli.
want the Zhongli
True
Archon
collectors pride
outfit
themselves
so
on their wealth
bad.
of knowledge and eye for detail. I can say without a doubt that you are foremost in that regard.
Why, you flatter me, Miss Shenyun. It would seem that you are as self-effacing as ever.
I like the double-sided
Not at all,
conversation.
Mr. Zhongli. Not at all.
While I am loath to butt into this conversation, I must ask, you two already knew each other, and you seem to have quite a cordial relationship. Can I be certain that you're not working together to swindle me? I mean, you never know.
A preposterous accusation. The heavens themselves would collapse before we would conspire to do such a thing.
Miss Shenyun speaks the truth. Contracts are built on honesty and trust. If that proves to be beyond your capabilities in this instance, this transaction may be taken elsewhere.
Say no more. Let us depart.
I jest. What fool would still harbor doubts after Mr. Zhongli himself has vouched for the goods? Miss Shenyun, wait!
What?
I deeply apologize for doubting you. So, Mr. Zhongli, could you please give me a final verdict on the value of these items?
There is no cause for concern. They are indeed rare and precious valuables. Take this mechanism, for instance. Though one may not immediately perceive its purpose, its structure and appearance are exquisite enough to merit it a place in any fine home. The same can be said for this one here. Few could hope to possess an item that so perfectly blends mechanical wonder with geometric grace. I am sure you have heard from your travels that the study of mechanisms is among the most wondrous arts in this world.
Do you want that foot out?
With
I'm
that
sorry.
in mind, I earnestly recommend procuring every last item in this collection.
All right. Since I hired you as my consultant, Mr. Zhongli, I shall, of course, trust your good opinion.
Okay, but how
Then,
much?
In that case, Miss Shenyun, I'll take the lot. However, since the final sum is quite large, how about we start with an initial deposit through the Northland Bank?
Is she set for light?
Huh. Oh, you refer to the fiduciary house. Oh, very well.
I fear people only use the term bank nowadays. In that case, I'll be off for now. I'll return to collect the goods once you've received the funds.
I'm just like surprised that nobody's like, what the fuck is she saying? Because she speaks in such a weird way.
My friends, have you been doing well?
I love Zhongli.
We've been great. How about you? Paimon didn't know you were such a busy consultant.
My first
My
true
days
love.
have been quite pleasant as well. I had been quietly
In this
enjoying
game.
a cup of tea when Mr. Xiaozu requested my services. As for you, Miss Shenyun, I presume you must be looking to settle in the city?
I must say, the name Shenyun sounds exceedingly strange coming from you. Perhaps you could dispense of that particular epithet in further conversation.
Whatever for.
Who's that? What?
Am I not addressing you as a friend should?
Well,
I don't know.
That is true, but... Alas, refer to me however you will. After all, a name exists such that others may address you with it. One is hardly ignorant of that fact.
It would seem that you have gained many valuable insights over the years, Cloud Retainer.
One has indeed. One's previous days were all brief. Now that one has made up one's mind to move and settle, one has gained a much better appreciation of the hubbub and commotion of the city, as well as the people's hard work and ardor. This city is much changed from how it was more than 1,000 years ago.
Not unlike the ocean tides, so too shall the movement of people ebb
Oh, the
and flow.
lanterns are so beautiful.
Turmoil to peace, enlightenment to aspiration. Human society possesses limitless potential. In another 1,000 years, the scene we witness here may change in ways that are impossible for either of us to imagine.
Alright, that's enough reflection for one day. No need to get all sentimental on us.
You make a valid point, Paimon. Now that the sale has concluded, what say one plays the host as we try some specialty dishes together? one must profess great interest in trying bamboo shoot soup.
Hmm? Perhaps you have forgotten, Cloud Retainer, but I once tried my hand at that dish. You were at the table on that occasion, so logic dictates that you should have already tried it.
Oh? What occasion was this?
It was a reunion between friends several centuries ago. Alas, you must have been too preoccupied to secure yourself a portion. Or perhaps our other companions simply availed themselves of faster reflexes on that occasion.
Hardly. 'Twas most certainly out of consideration for the others in attendance. In but a moment, one will show you what it means to have a true deftness of hand. It is settled then. Bamboo shoot soup, mora meat, crab roe tofu, triple layered consommé. We shall enjoy the lot.
Yum! That sounds all really good.
Shanhun Ganyu to make a reservation. It is prime time for them to meet one's newest disciple. Is that agreeable to everyone?
Yeah, she doesn't know about her, huh?
It should be a most splendid occasion.
Thank you so much, Cloud Retainer.
Shu Yu, come now, it is time to dine. Ah, this gentleman over here is Mr. Zhang Li. He is,
A humble employee of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Nice to meet you too, Mr. Zhengli.
That should be everyone, right? Let's go!
Sounds good. Actually, Master, have you ever tried Adeptus' temptation? I heard it's impossible to stop eating after even just one bite. You know, 'cause it's super tempting and stuff. Is that true?
That sounds rather implausible. Although with the right preparation, certain dishes can be too delicious to resist.
These, like, off camera
Why are you all walking so fast? Hey, wait for Paimon!
walks are weird.
Hey, wait up!
1,000 moonlit miles. Lovely dreams. Unsigned letter. What does it say? What seems like a book of accounts. A letter can be found inside. Little you, my dear daughter, by the time you read this, Mommy and Daddy will have left. Will have left. Your granny may get a little forgetful sometimes, so try to jot down little reminders for her around the house whenever you can. Mommy and Daddy are counting on you to take care of Granny while we're gone. You might be wondering why Mommy and Daddy had to leave. Well, my dear daughter, in this world, everyone's got something that they have to do. Your Mommy and Daddy are no different. Did you know Daddy was actually awfully sick as a child? How sick, you might ask? Well, even the doctors could barely feel Daddy's pulse. It was that weak. But Daddy still managed to grow up. Looking back, there were many times when Daddy thought he might not make it. In the end, though, Daddy pushed through every time. Pretty amazing if you think about it. Maybe Daddy is just really lucky. Or who knows, maybe he has some super powerful Adeptus looking out for him. Either way, Daddy has always felt like he's received a lot of love from this world. And you know what? Daddy loves this world right back. They told Daddy that this mission would be super dangerous, but both Mommy and Daddy decided to sign up. You'll have grown quite a bit taller the next time Mommy and Daddy see you. Maybe you'll be so big that by the time Mommy and Daddy won't even recognize you. How about that? How about this? Let's use a code. You remember the one phrase Daddy taught you when you were little? That can be our secret code the next time we see each other again. That way, we'll recognize each other no matter what. You'll remember it, don't you? While the millionth stands guard, evil shall never prevail. Does that mean that they might be alive? Interesting. Okay, friends. I'm gonna eat dinner. I'm gonna eat my dinar. I have to get... You guys don't know, but someone decided to commandeer my arms as well. So I've been kind of pushing buttons by like barely, just like my one hand. I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna post the picture. And Pause of Fame. She stole my arm halfway through that cutscene. She's so cute. Okay. Anyways, friends, thanks so much for hanging out. I believe there's 10 days of the Lunar New Year. I'll send you a friend request sent. Oh, okay, I'll accept it after this. Got this one. All right, friends, thanks so much for hanging out. So a few things. We will do the rest of the Lantern Rite Festival next week. Is next week the week of the 29th? Or do we still have a full week? So next week is the 19th. Okay, we still have a week. So we'll do Genshin next week and then Final Fantasy next week for sure. And then Final Fantasy VII will be the last week of February. But also a reminder that stream time will be changing from 6 p.m. tomorrow PST to 1 p.m. I'm going to be doing a midday stream just so that I can have a sizable amount of the day. But also we might go out for Valentine's Day for on Friday because Saturday is supposed to be really bad weather. So I wanted to give myself time to have that option if we decided to. But yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful Thursday. I heard some people are going to be already spending their weekends starting tonight. So I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I'm not going to raid out today just because my hand is commandeered at the moment and that would require more work. But I hope you all have a wonderful day. I will see you tomorrow. Same time, 1 p.m. And yeah, see you next time. Have a good time. Have a good night. Bye.